Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba The Love Sponge show.
Rumor has it, allegedly, Hogan is in the hospital, and I've heard people say that he might not make it. And it should create a feeding frenzy amongst reporters in the wrestling industry and maybe even in pop culture to check this out, but he's not doing well.
What happened?
I think it's a heart issue. I've been told that he publicly talked about a neck fusion surgery. I don't know if it's complications to that.
Wow.
You're listening to the Bubba The Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba The Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Thursday, June 19th, 2025, the Bubba The Love Sponge show. And if you've been reading all the scuttlebutt, I am officially the bad guy, the dick, fake news, cuckold, piece of shiz, desperate,
fat,
not
sorry,
not relevant.
Thought you were talking about what people were saying about you.
Not relevant, desperate for attention, and up because I am the one that told the truth first yesterday about what's really happening with Hulk Hogan. And everybody called me a whack job, and love me everybody, and by the way, we're gonna get extensively into this a little bit closer to more to prime time. We also have to walk through the Karen Reed deal. I'm thinking that Brian knows a lot about that because I don't know a lot about it, and it was a big win for her yesterday. When she walks out of the courtroom, it was like she was a rock star.
Desperate housewives everywhere are thrilled.
Yeah,
so I know one person's wife in this room that was absolutely on 24/7 Karen Reed watch. I think we need to call Phoebes up and get her to give you the rundown. She has followed every minute of this case.
Well, she told Seth that yesterday. Seth asked her, "What's the big deal?" And she goes, "Oh, funny that you ask." And then she went.
I'm just saying you should
report.
call her. She will absolutely give you the full on breakdown of everything.
She did tell me all about it. It was the first time we talked in 2 years.
or at least the longest you've spoken.
Yeah,
spoken.
Yeah.
So we got that. I just got so much. I got Shedeur Sanders gets pulled over last night for going 101 in a 65.
Troubled young man.
A minor league Baltimore Oriole baseball player got killed in a jet ski deal. R. Kelly says he needs to get out of prison because he feels as if people are trying to kill him. I didn't know, or maybe I am being bamboozled, and it's AI. And I have to. It has to be AI. These prison songs that are being released, Lummy, are they all AI?
Well,
The ones that R. Kelly supposedly have the prison songs that R. Kelly have released, the "Do I Deserve to Be in Jail" and the trapped in the pain of silence.
did you get the Happy Father's Day from jail?
From who?
He I guess released a R. Kelly Happy Father's Day from jail.
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah, a lot of them are AI.
I'm sure I got to think they probably are all AI. How's he going to have any type of recording capabilities in jail?
Yeah, Jesus free me from jail. Yeah. I think they're all AI.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no reports of R. Kelly releasing any new songs from prison.
I got the Sophie Cunningham. She now has the Indiana Fever. Was she formerly with Phoenix?
Yeah.
Formerly with Phoenix. Is she considered like one of the hottest, most attractive chicks in the WNBA? Because I think she is. I mean, but like, is that her rap? Is that her?
That's her rap now because, yes, she's on the team with Caitlin Clark.
Right.
But I don't know if that was the rap before anybody knew who she was.
Well, but I mean, she is attractive, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys see where the Supreme Court made the decision about transgender surgeries? And here's the deal: whether you're Republican or Democrat or whatever side of the fence you're on, it just makes sense. Like, let's not politicize it. It just makes sense that a person shouldn't be able to do all these surgeries and stuff until they're an adult. I mean, it's common sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
you and I are on opposite ends of the political spectrum, but I think you and I would both agree that, listen, you know what? I have no problem with somebody wanting to transition into something else, but let's save these very major, probably can't turn back surgeries until they're an adult and can legally sign papers and things like that.
Well,
these are fairly major procedures.
Yeah, some of it is major. Some of the gender affirming care is not all, and I'm no expert on this, but I don't think it's all immediately just surgery. I think there's other forms of gender affirming care that this particular case outlawed. So
maybe
hormones and things like that,
like maybe pills or something, things that aren't so evasive, like pills and stuff like that.
We know there's about 1/10 of 1% of the population that suffer from gender dysmorphia, like it's an actual medical condition, and it may be higher than that. I don't know. There is a percentage of people out there that suffer from this, and I know, from the articles that I've read, the kids that actually have it live very tormented lives. I feel bad for those that really have it. The ones that are, and we just know historically that all these kids that are doing this and the adults that are doing it, just statistically, it doesn't add up with what we know of the condition, right? So that's the issue for me, is who's doing it for attention seeking or other
real
mental health issue.
Two things. One, I know of a very respected person that I respect a lot, and his daughter is transitioning into a boy. And she's like, I think, going to college now, and it's a real thing. Like, that's what she wants. The parents are behind her. They're in the middle, and they've either completed it or they're in the middle of completing it. It's legitimate. It's what she wants. It's what he wants. And but then I have a friend who's got a kid in high school and says that everybody that's doing it in high school is doing it for attention. Doing it for
Right, it used to be a goth kid and get attention.
Right.
Be a lesbian and get attention. And so
I kind of liked that phase when girls were acting like they were lesbians, and I never had a problem with that. That was kind of a hot deal.
Beach Metal Detectives, $10.
Thank you very much. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. By the way, let me just to get it out of the way, and I'll probably a few times today remind people, but. We got our new we reordered backpacks.
Oh, those are going to go
and
quick.
These are really the only reason I reordered them is because I got so many people. I think I only ordered 100 last time. I have so many people that didn't get them the first time. And so I thought I had a here we go. Boom. I got a little link right here. The only difference is the one on the picture has a red logo, and these all have white logos. Kind of more standard Bubba Army deal, but they're the exact same backpack. They're huge. They're
just
really
in time for back to school shopping. Everybody, get on it.
Get on it now, because they'll probably end up selling out.
Yeah.
I think the last ones were $41.99, and I told Merch Crick, let's make this one a few dollars cheaper.
All right, look at that.
Be under the $40 price point, and do $39.99. They're literally a $60 backpack.
Easy.
I'm not easily. They're a $60 backpack with USB capabilities, and then Brian, you haven't been here.
USB capabilities. Wait, that thing's got
It's got a USB charger.
Built in?
Yes.
Like a charging pack?
No.
You can plug. Yeah, it has a long cord, so in case you forget your cord.
Oh, it's got a cord.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a And then Brian, you haven't been around, but yesterday we debuted, or 2 days ago, the new Bubba Army soft-sided lunch thing.
My goodness, you're getting it. Listen, Mom and Dad, you don't need to leave the house. You got back to school shopping covered.
That's right.
Send your kids to school with their Bubba Army lunchbox and their Bubba Army backpack.
Go to Bubba Army store, Bubba Army merch, BubbaArmyShop.com. And for you alcoholics out there on the job site, it can hold a 12-pack.
Yes, it can.
It can legitimately hold a 12-pack.
A full 12er?
Easy.
A full 12er.
It's actually a lot taller than I thought.
With ice packs and ice in it?
Yes, with an ice. If you put an ice pack in the front panel and an ice pack on top of the 12er, you're good.
Do you want a lunchbox, Brian?
I don't.
Oh wow, never mind.
I wasn't even going to ask him because I didn't want to hear. All I get.
I got so much stuff at home.
All I get is no from him.
No,
I just get negative.
I dance with you, buddy.
I just know he's a big lunch guy, Bubba, and I figure because he's an office guy.
No, he's not. He goes out to lunch most days. Don't you, Brian?
I probably eat lunch out 1 day a week, and I bring my salad the other 4 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I make myself a little salad.
Don't you think? I know that I say it every time. That chick on 10, that blonde on 10, is just so hot.
She's solid.
And
now she definitely knows who you are after your reporting yesterday.
Yeah, you don't want to mix in with those two, right, Bubba?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Blondes aren't your thing either.
Oh, I can make them my thing.
Yeah?
Boy, let me. We got a huge, the Hogan thing has taken on a whole life of its own. Everybody hates me. Everybody's calling me a fraud, a cuckold, fake news. Of course, leave it to Bubba to come up with something stupid like this. And we're gonna address this as we get a little bit late, down the road. But here's the deal: I want you to know this. That yesterday I said. In fact, let me. I think it's around here somewhere. What I said, and I said
it's in a ton of articles too online.
Oh my God, yeah, ton. After shocking claims spread online, the WWE Legends rep, who's probably Nick Hogan, his son, is setting the record straight. Now, Brian, doesn't this really, really, really discredit you when you're setting the record straight, but then 4 or 5 hours as more news sources start diving into this, it goes from a neck and back procedure to actually they describe it as a pretty extensive, Us Magazine recovering from a pretty serious heart surgery. Now, that is, right? So I report it. Lummy, it's right when the show was ending?
Yes.
And by 10:10, it's everywhere.
Well, yeah, TMZ came out and was made sure to
really bury me.
Well, bury you, and then also, try to bury the story.
Hulk Hogan is not on his deathbed, despite internet rumors that sent fans into a feeding frenzy this week. The WWE Icon's rep confirmed that while the 71-year-old was recently hospitalized, there is no reason to panic. Speculation began when YouTuber Bubba The Love Sponge. Let me, if you click on that, does it take you to?
Yes, our YouTube the short. Because see, by the way, man,
if you did some sniffing around, you might.
People hate Hulk Hogan. Before TMZ came out to debunk it, man, there were a lot of people so happy that Hogan was dying.
So the claim quickly went viral, and here's a little bit what I said. Find him at a hospital near you. Okay, that's true. We know that's true, right?
Yes.
What we do know, true. He's in a. I know that he's. I actually know what hospital he's in. I'm just not going to tell you.
Oh, no.
And it's not good. Okay? When you have let me just put this story over here. When you have a pretty serious heart surgery, Brian, you deal with health and medical malpractice and personal injuries and things like that. A pretty serious heart surgery is a far cry from a neck and back procedure.
Big time. I'm working on a couple of parodies related to this in my head right now.
Bubba, I sent you the TMZ one because that's the one where that's what everyone's using to
bury you.
Yeah.
Oh, to bury me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was the first one that came out.
All right. So should I get rid of this one?
Yeah, not that one.
And go over that one?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan deathbed rumors bogus, brother. At hospital for neck and back issues. Okay, that's great. And that's that was yesterday morning. He doesn't look good there.
By the way, in that title, they made it look like Hogan's the one who said that too.
And so Hulk Hogan is not on his last legs. TMZ Sports is told the WWE legend was hospitalized to address lingering neck and back issues. Well, we all know that to now be not true. That was a lie. Right? I mean, am I right?
Yeah.
The speculation started when actually Taker did supposedly spud him in Detroit, and it was Hogan really. Taker thought he was in trouble, but because he spudded Hogan in Detroit, and when they replayed the tape, Taker took such good care of him. Terry's neck didn't hit the canvas, but Hogan wanted some time off because it was summertime with the kids, and so he Taker thought he was in big trouble because at that time Hogan was a golden goose. Bubba the Love Sponge went on the air and stated that he had heard the wrestling icon was in bad shape, to the point where his loved ones were getting called to say goodbyes. And then, Lummy, I think this is the excerpt, right?
Yes.
If you did some sniffing around, you might find him at a hospital near you. True. Check.
Oh, no.
And it's not good. Well, major heart surgery usually isn't good. I got some pretty reliable information last night that there are phone calls being made to various family members about getting to town to come say your goodbyes.
Oh.
I don't know.
Have you been invited?
Well, of course, I'll be the line. No.
Oh, of course you're going to be. Oh.
Of course, I'm going to put a picture of me and say, don't let this man in anywhere near the hospital. I'll get stopped in the employee parking lot with a list of not getting in.
What if he does want to forgive you on his deathbed, though? That would mean a lot to you.
I mean, that ain't going to happen. To run it by Seth.
What? Yeah, no.
Seth.
Oh, he doesn't have your new number.
He didn't have my new number.
Yeah.
He can get a hold of me. But, so, listen, I don't know this. So everybody, I mean, Lummy, half the day, and even major radio personalities in this town were just killing me. I mean, to the point of name calling, and that I'm irrelevant, and not relevant, and that I'm grasping, and that this is just absolutely criminal that you would come out and say this, and it could potentially be a HIPAA violation, and all this.
It's so funny to me how people have no clue about HIPAA.
Right.
They have no clue. It's just the legal things that people think they know and just spout off is hilarious.
Much like defamation and slander and libel. People think think, that if you say something on the air, listen, you have to prove. It's so hard to prove defamation, slander. You have to first prove damages, first and foremost. Well,
no. There's some things that you can say that are that the damages are assumed.
Okay, but
if you loathsome diseases, things like that.
If you're a public figure,
yeah,
it's tough to prove.
It's tough.
If you're the one of the world's most popular people in the world, and I'm doing anything short of reading your medical chart, I'm not creating a HIPAA violation. I'm speculating on information that I received.
You can read his medical chart. You're not a medical provider that is bound by HIPAA.
Oh, so if I would happen to get his medical chart, I could read it.
Yes.
To be true, rumor has it, word on the street.
Well, how reliable are your sources? I mean,
everybody into a just absolute feeding frenzy, and it's amazing, all you pieces of shiz out there, how this all changed. And guess what? I was right. Reliable, but I still want to frame it, Seth, in case he got discharged last night at midnight, and I've not been able to talk to my sources, since yesterday. 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So my sources are that, and I don't know it to be true. Rumor has it. Allegedly, Hogan is in the hospital, and this is where I nail it. I think I said he has a heart procedure.
Yeah, you should be right here.
And I've heard people say that he might not make it.
Oh.
I know that I said heart.
Oh, you said heart multiple times.
Bubba couched a lot of his intel, claiming that sources were rock solid, but things could have changed since the last communication. A rep. So yesterday, they got a hold of probably Nick or Jimmy Hart.
Hey, man, how's it
I just
going?
want to let you know, keep on dancing, but Terry's fine. He had a neck situation.
He's gonna be walking right out of here.
He's walking right on out of here.
Hogan's doing great, baby.
Yeah. Baby, he's doing great.
He's never been better.
Woo.
He's going to get the same response when he walks out of here as when he walked out for Netflix.
He keeps on dancing.
A rep, just a flat out lie. A flat out lie. This may not be a lie that he's not close to death, but he's dealing with ailments that he's had for years. In fact, we're told that Hogan's moving around. Of course, previously reported he underwent a neck surgery last month, but by all accounts, it was a big success.
Now, do you have an update from your source?
I do.
Ooh.
But I'm not going to talk about it yet.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we gotta
tease it.
We gotta wait for the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I got to wait for optimal.
Maybe TMZ will put that one on their front page.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it, because TMZ knows the truth. TMZ knows the truth. And for half the day yesterday, until Us saved me, Us Celebrity News, Us Magazine.
Thank God for you, Us Weekly.
Hulk Hogan recovering from a pretty serious heart surgery. Exclusive. Hulk Hogan is recovering after recently undergoing a heart surgery. A source close to the wrestling legend exclusively tells Us Weekly. Hulk had a pretty serious heart surgery a few weeks ago and was doing well afterwards. It wasn't a near-death thing, the source claims. Hogan's been recovering from the operation, but the insider clarifies that he's not on death's door. Rumors about Hogan's health started circulating Wednesday when radio host Bubba The Love Sponge said Hogan, 71, was at the hospital and phone calls had been made to his loved ones about getting to town and coming to say their goodbyes. That did happen. So there's so much of this to cover, Lummy, and it's amazing how nobody is, reporting. Bubba was right. This wasn't a neck deal. This wasn't, I think Eric Bischoff reported it as a cervical?
Yeah, cervical surgery.
A cervical surgery. I mean, that guy said that, like at 7 o'clock last night. They got Eric Bischoff.
It was his birthday. He was partying.
And so, they got Eric Bischoff as late as 6, 7 o'clock yesterday saying it was a No, it wasn't. It was a heart. It was a heart procedure.
So you stand by your reporting.
Oh, absolutely.
Despite the whole world being against you.
Well, I mean, I think the whole world now, I mean, I think the whole, if you just Google it, here's what Hulk Hogan recently underwent a pretty serious heart situation. And then all of these, Syracuse.com, WWE legend 71 had a pretty serious heart surgery a few weeks ago. KOMO television station 14 hours ago. Hulk had a pretty serious heart surgery.
Now it says a few weeks ago. Is this an active situation? What's going on?
Here's what I'm hearing, is that he did have the most the majorist.
You're fine. Go ahead. Move on.
He had the majorist of the heart procedure about a week and a half ago, and
open heart surgery.
And he's having It's an AFib with another situation, and he's having complications from that heart surgery. And there's a thing that I could say that I'm going to probably say a little bit later that will really put how dire of a situation this is when I tell you this one particular thing. And if I'm the whack job, or I'm, there was radio personalities in town calling me all kinds of names, and that I had to come up with stuff like this to stay relevant. Well, it looks like I was right. And my rebuttal back to whoever thinks I'm wrong is, then take a picture of Hogan right now in his hospital bed with today's newspaper, or something that can, something that can prove that it's today.
This is like when you're sexting a girl and you just want to be sure she's a girl and not Marvin.
I want to be sure.
I need this exact sentence put on there.
I want to be sure that he's not on what I've been told, because if what I've been told is the case, he ain't gonna make it.
Well, we don't know that.
I mean, I'm in my opinion, in
your medical professional opinion,
in my humble opinion, allegedly, rumor has it, and I don't know it to be true, but in my opinion, if what I was told last night, and listen, I got to tell you, listen, I'm just going to throw this little Iggy out there, Jake. You need to stop running your mouth, because that's where I'm getting a lot of my intel, and that's all I'm going to say. Jake
Roberts?
No.
Oh.
Nope. I'm just there's a guy named Jake that's very close to Hogan that likes to really talk a lot. And, I know what hospital he's in. And I know
Can we call his room?
Can you imagine?
All right, Bubba, we're on the air.
We should at least send flowers.
Yeah,
man.
send an edible arrangement or something.
Hoodie up, maybe a brand new lunch bag and a backpack and a backpack.
Hey, let me ask.
Hoodie up.
I understand why you probably wouldn't want to come out and say yes. Hulk Hogan's possibly dying. But why would they? If it is true, why would they say no?
Because he has a lot of business dealings.
Yes,
and you don't want people freaking out about that.
Right. He's on the. Brian, you're right. He just signed that, that new beer deal, and there's millions and millions of dollars of investors in that. He just signed that new wrestling federation with a TV deal. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars on that. He's got that new Madison Square Garden right across the street, supposedly $25 million sports bar that's going to pay him for his naming rights. So there's millions and millions of dollars there. He's got, a surf. He's got two memorabilia surf shops, one in Orlando, one here in Clearwater, and then he's got a restaurant beach bar. So
he's been canceling a lot of his appearances for the Real American Beer.
So Brian, you're right. He's got millions and millions of dollars of investors, not necessarily. I guarantee you, not a dollar of it's his, but other people's money that you don't want because you start freaking out the investors, Brian. You know as well as I do.
Pull out.
They either pull out or they start raising hell, or
they'll just blow you up.
Start maybe filing lawsuits.
Well, I don't know about lawsuits, but
well, you could argue you didn't disclose this while we were in good faith negotiation.
If there's a medical disclosure requirement in the contract,
I'm just saying anybody can sue anybody for anything. You know that, and so. Again, let me right here. Longview News Journal. Hulk Hogan on the mend after heart surgery 11 hours ago. Hulk Hogan is reportedly on the mend after undergoing a pretty serious and extensive heart surgery. Well, you know what? Everybody thought I was nuts and that I'm, seeking attention and everything when I said indeed yesterday it was a heart procedure and not a neck, cervical, back, that kind of deal. And I have there's another thing that I can say, I can speculate. And Brian, you're obviously one of my attorneys, so maybe you can help me craft how I say it.
You have a reliable source that you're relying on. You can report what you're being told. You're fine. Right. And it's about a celebrity. You have no liability in this.
And I feel, honest to God, I appreciate you, and I appreciate your knowledge, and I appreciate you being in here to help me navigate through this. It makes me I feel better, knowing that, you're here to, like, if I was going places that, you're like, and I know you would do that for me.
Absolutely.
And so, anyway, I'm not going to say it now, but I will say it probably, let me by 8. And as soon as I tell you this little bit of information, people will really start to freak out. And I don't know it to be true, but I've been told, by really good sources that this is the case. And at that point, man, it's going to blow this thing wide open.
Oh, man. Bust it wide open.
And here's the deal. Hulk Hogan's rep, you lied. I mean, I think we can all agree, whether you like me or not, whoever Hulk Hogan's spokesperson and or rep, they lied on my initial intel. Did they not?
Yes.
They lied. They thought this would go away, and they lied. Then Us Weekly and KOMO and just hundreds and hundreds of news places found some additional information to validate that indeed it was not part of his neck back procedure, that this was a pretty serious heart surgery. Now, that's a far cry from a neck/back surgery. I don't know, Brian, how many neck and back surgeries have killed people. I don't know. I'm sure there has.
It happens.
I'm sure it has when grandma, age 88, goes in there to fix her neck and, she doesn't make it. Hogan still is probably fairly physically strong, but, he's 71 years old. His heart has endured a lot of trauma. Steroids and stuff that, Terry allegedly, well, I can firsthand knowledge. I shot steroids with him.
Oh my God.
We did. I mean, Brian, I can't get in trouble for that. We did steroids together.
Whoa.
You guys have very similar physiques now, too.
Yeah, we do. So, it's just amazing how they lied and nobody's calling them out on, you tried to play the shell game by saying this potential, you are completely embellishing how good a shape he's really in, because he's not in good shape. I can tell you that right now. He's not in good shape. And guess what, Eric Bischoff? According to your statement, he's not coming. I think even Eric Bischoff yesterday, let me say that he might be going home last night.
Yes.
His pulse is crashing down and he's dead inside.
Oh, wow.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Crashing down and he's dead inside. Dead inside, that's very broad.
You should
It's artistic.
You should go see Hogan and do the bit where
When the surgeon grabs the paddles, there's nowhere to hide.
But if you keep going down, it's the last bold part, right there, right below that ad.
Yeah.
do the CPR to staying alive.
So this was June. They're reporting this, Lummy, as this morning, June 19th.
Yeah, I wonder if they updated it.
No, I don't think they did.
Wrestling sites are monitoring this round the clock.
Well, because I saw this one last night.
I know, but they're just going ahead and they're going to put this morning on to make it look better. They don't realize they look fucking stupid.
Yeah, fucking wrestling news.
And Lummy, they fucked us on Rumble. Just want to let you know.
Yeah, I know.
Should we be the BNN?
The Bubba News Network?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be a BBC.
If you're on death's door or just in the hospital, we'll report it.
I'm getting reports out of, where's this from? Colorado Springs, Colorado. Both Doink and Dink were involved in a fatal car accident.
I gotta go home. I can't handle this. Is too much.
And Skinner and the Brooklyn Brawler and the Mean Street Posse all on the same SUV, right?
Oh, no.
They were on their way to a house show.
Doink, Dink, Skinner, the Mean Street Posse, and Earthquake were on the way to the fucking...
Colonel Mustafa was walking them out to the ring.
Brooklyn Brawler.
IRS. Remember the guy named IRS?
Irwin R. Shyster.
Remember him?
Yeah.
He's dead too.
Didn't they have a guy that was a dentist too?
Yeah, that he became Kane.
Yeah.
Dr. Isaac Yankum, DDS.
That's right. That's right.
Transitioned him to Kane.
Yeah, Kane.
The Undertaker's brother.
I know he was the one other person before that too.
Yeah, I don't know what he was before Kane. Gobbledygooker. That was the fucking worst.
I mean, we got some good. I got John Costica and Kenneth Nielsen to give some love to.
Thank
Awesome.
you, John. You Valpo stud. Yeah, I don't think IRS is dead.
Yeah, I thought he died.
Mike Rotunda's still alive.
Is he?
Isn't he?
He died recently.
Luna Vachon's dead, right? No, she's still alive.
I don't know about that one.
Bam Bam Bigelow's dead.
I thought Mike Rotunda died.
Bam Bam Bigelow's dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't die.
And I think, but
Morning, Andy.
See Goldberg's coming back or something like that?
yeah. Wait till fucking Seth gets
Oh, he
in
came
there.
back?
Yeah. He came back on Monday.
What, do you want to spud some more new wrestlers?
All he was a spud. He just he knew nothing. He knows nothing how to work. He just fucking spears you and fucking spuds the shit out of you.
Yeah, his name should be Big John Spud.
Iris's son died.
Oh.
That's what it
Yeah, he was a wrestler too, right?
was. Yeah. Very Wyatt.
Oh, Bray Wyatt is his son?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew he was in the.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
A lot
What's
of
up,
people,
Baruch?
a lot of people get off of work today, though.
No, for real?
Yeah.
Is it a government holiday?
I think the banks are closed.
Yeah, I think it is a government holiday now.
It's a banking holiday.
Is it a hunter law recognized?
If you want to use one of your flex holidays, you can.
Hey, can I make ICE my benefactor?
Like the organization.
Yeah, because I heard they're about
They're
to
out
run
of money.
Yeah, and I'd like to make sure that they can keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
After I pass. So I was wondering if they.
It's amazing to go through your budget before 3 months before the end of the fiscal year.
Well, they're saying all.
Juneteenth is a federal holiday.
Yeah.
They're saying all of Christy Gnome's outfits have drained the budget.
all of her hats.
It's what 5 holidays?
What's 5 holidays?
Juneteenth.
It's 5 holidays in one?
Well, no, it's like federal holidays, the 5. Independence Day.
Good morning, Buzzard.
Let's get out of here.
New Year's Day, Veterans Day, Christmas Day, and OMK.
The federals only have 5 holidays.
broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Let me first say, of course, happy Juneteenth. It's a federally recognized holiday, so I don't think the banks or the post office or any of that craziness will be open today. It is a federal holiday. Happy Juneteenth. Hunter Law recognizes it as one of your flex days. If you like to take, what are they giving, 4 or 5 flex holidays?
We give 2 flex holidays.
Flex holidays.
Yeah, where you can just pick a random holiday and say, I want that day off.
Kenneth Nelson, and John Kostika, $100, Lummy.
Thank you.
Certainly need the money. It's been a little bit slow for the summertime. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. I'm going to get into more of the Hogan stuff. I got a big announcement to make that I'm sure I'll get clowned on until the major news sites sniff it out potentially. I don't think this one will be sniffed out, Brian. I think this is too inside baseball for them to sniff this out. And if you do sniff this out and find out that this is true, it's really, really not good for Hogan. Like, if indeed the intel I got, it's not good. People will start freaking out. People will. I mean, I could very well be wrong on it. But
I mean, what? Like, who do you say freaking out? Like his business partners that you're saying?
The whole world.
Well, I'm sure the
entire world.
I'm sure there's been a multitude of inquiries since any of the reports came out yesterday.
Again, don't forget there. Hogan's camp comes out initially with it was a neck and back a procedure, and then even late last night, and they've even labeled it this morning, June 19th, 2025. The latest on Hulk Hogan's health. Eric Bischoff issues a statement. Now, let's not forget that Bischoff was just with him in New York on Fox News promoting the new, freestyle wrestling federation they're getting ready to do, and Hogan's new sports bar that's right across the street from the Madison Square Garden. So Bischoff, if he would know, he would know. Bischoff's also the first to lie. Bischoff, said... And we all know this not to be true. But Bischoff says Hulk Hogan had a very successful cervical surgery and is experiencing some adverse reaction. He's doing well and should be home later today. Doctors are expecting a full recovery. Eric, that's not true. I mean, everybody and their brother now is reporting. Everybody and their brother are now reporting. I mean, the common thread. Nobody's giving me credit, but I don't need it. But Lummy, it does validate what I said. Maybe though. Did you see all the hate I was getting, even from like some pretty good Bubba Army?
The reports on the street is that Brother Love went down to the hospital to read him his last rites.
Oh man.
Brother Love.
Poor Brother Love. He passed a long time ago, man. He was a hell of a guy.
But Lummy, did you see like some of the hate I was getting from, like from Bubba Army people?
Oh, boy. Me and Gary were watching, man. There's a lot of hate on Facebook.
Either people really hate false death rumors or they really, really, really love Hulk Hogan. But yeah, there was
or they really hate Bubba. There's 3 choices.
It was a culmination.
Now, Brian,
it looked like either they hated Hulk Hogan or they hated you.
Now, so what happens, Brian, when inevitably something would happen to Hogan, as I've predicted, in the next 5 to 7 days? Would people come back and say, wow, he was right? Or they're just going to, I still hate the fat ass.
No, they still hate you.
Thanks.
I mean, wait, you think this is going to be the thing that brings you back?
No, I'm not.
You're reporting?
No. But I would they be willing to say that I was right? I mean, as much as I hate him, if he was right.
If something happened to Hogan, everybody would be mourning Hogan. I don't know if they would circle back around to give you your flowers for breaking news, but I mean, we could still make a short and send it around and tell people.
I do have to say, Bubba, that the timing of this with the potential release of the documentary, where do we stand on that?
Here's the deal. The trailer is done.
Oh.
And it was given to me last night.
Oh.
And I asked I asked the producers if I could play it.
That would be huge.
And I've not gotten, that was late last night, and they won't get up, till, so I'm seeing if I can, there's a let me see how long it is. I got it right here. There's a, how long is this thing? 2 minute and 21 second trailer.
Let it rip, baby.
And I think, Brian, I think you're right. What better time than to play it now?
Yeah.
And play it while you're still alive. And does this documentary get a shot in the arm if he dies? I mean, does this thing do better dead or alive? If I was just to be, honest.
I know the people want it dead or alive. They don't care.
Right. I mean, they do. They do want it.
We got to get it to him before he passes.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll have some more information with regards to medical information that's going on with Hogan. And as I think you guys will all know, you guys will all at least agree now, even you haters who have called me everything, fellow radio personalities who I understand you have to toe the corporate line. I get it. But have discredited me, called me all types of names. But, I do have some additional information that'll just absolutely make you go crazy. And since I have my lawyer in here, and if I frame it correctly and, say, I think it's really going to. If you think yesterday and me just saying if you sniffed around area hospitals, you would find Hulk Hogan, who's having complications from a heart procedure, and family members have been told to make their way to town and potentially say their their goodbyes because it's not looking good. That was pretty much the extent of what I said. Well, that got.
Well, you said death's door. I think that seemed to be
okay.
That seemed to be something that was.
Well,
look, I just Googled it. Okay, it was.
Okay. If that, yes,
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry, bud. You're being factual. But if that yesterday got what we got yesterday, what I'm going to lay on you today is going to be like dropping the bomb on Nagasaki.
Whoa!
It's going to be a big one. And I'm sure that Hogan's reps, just like they did yesterday, they'll lie about it. Everybody will lie about it. And I don't know how you prove or not prove it.
Because you laid it out. If you're lying, have him hold up in today's newspaper.
Yeah.
Signed by him with the special message. It says, "Bubba, come back," and then we'll believe it.
Or or I'm not. So, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. I can't really get into it. Let me blow through some stories.
Do you think that anybody has told Hulk Hogan that you broke news about him?
Oh, I'm sure he absolutely knows.
Oh, I feel like they would want to keep that from him if he was in bad shape.
No. He knows. He's conscious. He's conscious and he can text.
No.
He's just, I wouldn't say I just got to be quiet.
You don't want to say.
I'm going to give too much.
You don't want to say death's door again.
I think I still stand by my statement.
He's definitely in the hallway. Don't know if he's at the door yet, but he's near it. He walks slower these days.
He pulled a deli number.
My God.
They're serving 39, and I think he's like 45.
Oh, no.
So, he's going to get a sandwich made here soon, I think. So anyway, this is a story I wanted to talk about with Brian, and that is the fact that it looks like the Tampa Bay Rays are for sale, and it they may get sold.
This 10 Tampa Bay at 5, getting you started with.
I think that would be the best thing for the Tampa Bay Rays.
It's got to. At some point, they need some stability in their situation here. We need some closure on this and what's going to happen.
I will tell you though, but
their
their front office and their management and their analytics and their general manager and how they draft and how they salary cap and how they manage their money and how they have analytics for all type of different skill sets and just how they analyze their talent is, I guess, I don't know how many people have been plucked out. The guy from the Dodgers, I think the guy from the Red Sox, I think the guy from Atlanta. A lot of major teams have plucked away various talent scouts and managerial people from the Rays because the Rays are the one team in baseball that can make chicken salad out of chicken shiz with an $88 million payroll.
It's not just that. Like, I mean, it's insane because I think I saw a stat the other day. Since 2008 or 2009, the Rays have the third most wins in Major League Baseball behind the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? It's insane.
And our payroll this year is $88 million. I think the Yankees might be like $260.
The Dodgers are like if you count Ohtani's back money, they're like at $400 million.
So the Mets are high too.
Yeah.
And we don't, and we arguably, or putting a ton of money and a ton of faith in a guy that will never probably play for the Rays ever again, and he's in a Dominican Republican courtroom as we speak. We will never see him. We'll never see Franco on the squad.
No,
but we're still good without him.
Oh, they're great. Last night, Bubba.
What a comeback.
Down 8-0 in the second inning. They won the game 12-8.
Wow.
I mean, just unbelievable.
Who gave up? What pitcher gave up 8?
Taj Bradley had a really, really bad game.
That's how he is, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just been inconsistent.
He needs to get out of here.
They got a kid down in the minors, Joe Boyle, who is
that who they got from the Astros? They just picked up a guy from the Astros.
That's Forrest Whitley, and he was a former #1 prospect. He came in last night, pitched another perfect inning, pitched two nights before that.
We just got him like 3 days ago.
We got him 4 days ago, and he's already pitched 2 clean innings.
Now here's what I understand, Brian, is that the Astros thought he sucked. Thought they wasted the pick. Thought he was not doing anything from the Astros. And so what is it that the Rays saw in this guy to pick him up? I think they got him just for cash consideration.
$100,000.
Right.
They paid $100,000 for him.
And picked up his deal.
Here's the thing about him. Former #1 prospect, 6 pitches. He has 6 pitches. Insane stuff. All good pitches, great pitches. His best pitch is his cutter. He was only throwing that 9% of the time with the Astros. So he comes to the Rays. The Rays say, we're going to make it simple for you. You're a 2 or 3 pitch pitcher now. You're going to use your cutter more. That's your That's your money pitch. Start using your money pitch. Let's make it simpler.
So is it basically how we just coach him up better?
Well, I also think, so if you look, he had 2 outings. He had 5 outings this season before he came to the Rays. 2 of them, he went 3 innings, allowed 2 hits and a walk and no runs. The other 3 were all against the Rays, and in those 3 outings, the Rays put up 10 runs on him. So I think he may have also had a tell. So some pitchers will do slight different things when they're going to throw a certain pitch. Their setup will be different. They'll double tap their glove. There's
something that we picked up on.
Some giveaway that the Rays had to have seen.
That the Rays can say, we can fix.
We can fix that. A tell you can fix in 2 seconds. Stop double tapping your glove when you're going to throw your cutter.
It's a lot of times your arm angle. So if he has 6 pitches, it's going to tell on 3 of your pitches if your arm drops.
I'm just telling you, man,
degrees.
we are the best in baseball to take a guy that Houston said, I'll give you. It was a former, top pick in the league who's an ass bucket for them, but we think that he is absolutely all that in a bag of chips. We get him for like $100,000. How long do we have his rights tied up for? I know he's young.
Here's the thing. He's out of minor league options, but I think he's controllable under contract to 2029 or something like that, because he's just going to enter arbitration years. So they'll have him for at least this year and next.
And Bubba, the guy Joe Boyle that he was talking about was the guy. I think a month ago he was up for 1 game through a no-hitter. And then got sent back.
So what I'm saying,
I think he gave up 1 hit.
So what I'm saying, Brian, is if Stu Stuenberg sells the Rays, do we still keep that edge that we have in baseball? With being able to sniff out the guy from the Astros, being able to put together, probably the most winningest team in baseball for $88 million. Do we still maintain that, or does new ownership come in and screw it up?
As long as they keep the front office, they seem to have a system in there, because they've lost their general manager. They've
lost like 3 general managers.
They've had movement, but the system is in place.
Yes.
And so I don't know, as long as the new owners don't come in and start trying to put their finger fingerprints all over everything, which I doubt they will, then they should be good to go.
Breaking news, the Tampa Bay Rays ownership group is in ongoing talks to sell the team. I'm Frank Wiley.
Good evening. I'm Courtney Robinson. The team confirmed in a statement they've entered exclusive discussions with a group interested in buying the ball club.
Now, the group's out of Jacksonville with some Tampa interest.
Comes months after the team backed out of the St. Pete Stadium deal. 10 Tampa Bay's Aaron Parsegian joins us live from Steinbrenner Field in Tampa.
Yeah, Aaron, it begs the question, where do we go from here?
Well, this is far from a done deal, Courtney and Frank, but this is the first confirmation we've seen that Rays owner Stu Sternberg is seriously...
By the way, who bought the team for $200 million and selling it for what, $2.1 billion?
1.7.
$1.7 billion. So he's making what, $1.5 billion?
Him and his group of investors. Yeah.
Pursuing selling the team that he's owned since 2005, and that could mean big things for the future of baseball here in Tampa Bay. A bombshell statement from the Tampa Bay Rays confirms a Sportico report Wednesday the team is in advanced talks to sell the club. A group of potential new owners headlined by Patrick Zalupski, the Jacksonville billionaire, is a University of Florida trustee and founder and CEO of Dream Finders Homes, a publicly traded home building company. Another is Ken Babby, owner of 2 minor league ball clubs, including the AAA Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. But what might be most notable from the Rays' statement are the unnamed Tampa Bay investors involved. Since Hurricane Milton tore through Tropicana Field in St. Pete last fall, the Rays' future has been up in the air.
We're going to do what's best for baseball and for this franchise, and I'm open to talking to anybody about anything.
He's such a dick.
I mean,
he is such a dick. Not willing to put one dime into building the new stadium or any overtures or all this. He's just a dick. I hope we get some new blood and ownership in here.
He's going to be a dick with $1.5 billion.
That's okay.
Pulled out of a deal to build $1 billion ballpark in St. Pete.
Listen, they cannot build it in St. Pete. It will not work. It will not work. It will not work. You just can't. I mean, look, every one of us in this studio right now, well, I'm sorry, with the exception of Seth. Seth's the only person that would go to a Tampa Bay Rays game at the Trop.
I don't think Seth would go.
Well, I mean, if
he may go to one.
If the White Sox were in town and somebody gave him,
he ain't going to see the White Sox.
No, if the White Sox came to town and somebody gave him 2 free tickets, really good tickets for him and Sammy or him and Phoebes and Sam, he would go.
Well, let's hear from Seth. Let's say you.
I want to hear you guys keep talking about it. What do you mean?
And prepaid parking.
What do you mean? Tickets to a new stadium or
no? What I'm saying is, if they built a new stadium down in that area,
yeah,
you would potentially go because it's super close to where you live.
Yes. What a new stadium becomes is it's not something that you necessarily need to be a hardcore baseball fan to go to. It becomes a tourist attraction. So there would be interest for people to go that don't necessarily care about baseball. So that's why I think it could still work in St. Pete.
I think, man, you put it over there, by where One Buck Place is now, where they practice, where the old Tampa Bay Mall used to be.
Yeah.
Or they put it out there by the Hard Rock, and, you make it 28,500 to 30,000 seat capacity. You make it feel like a real ballpark. You have an enclosed, retractable dome. And I think, and you continue to put a good product like the Rays out there, I think you'll be okay. Brian, I mean, you know way more about this than I do. Or do you agree with me?
I don't know what the answer is. I know that there've been nights where they've sold out Steinbrenner Field at 10,500 pretty consistently, but there have been nights where there've been 5,000-6,000 people there, and to me, it's like.
And they count season tickets as a sellout. So even if you don't go to the game, if you have season tickets, they count you as going.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
because it's a ticket sold.
But Tampa's also a very front-running town, and they struggled a little bit out of the gate this season. The Orioles game for this series has seemingly been sold out and packed every single night.
Oh, yeah.
So
we were on the road for a while, so people are wanting to see them.
They're on the road. They're winning. I mean, they're the best team in baseball since May 20th or 24th or whatever it is. Like the best team. They're 20-7 over that span. So they're killing it. I don't know where the best stadium solution would be. I mean, you think about putting it by the fairgrounds or whatever in the Hard Rock.
I like that.
The traffic out there and just you're moving it away from your population center. I mean, if you want the most successful population dense area, it would be where they're at right now. Somewhere in that vicinity.
You're talking about Steinbrenner Field,
or somewhere around that Dale Mabry corridor that puts the most amount of bodies with the most amount of money as close to the stadium.
Right, put it where the old Tampa Bay Mall used to be, and now you can use all the Bucks parking infrastructure, and you just don't ever schedule a game on top of the Bucks. That's it, or anything that's happening at Ray J.
And you can use the Tampa Sports Authority and the county because they're investing money into Raymond James as it is. I think like $1.3 billion. So you try to piggyback the Ray Stadium on that.
Relationships with leaders in Pinellas County soured to the point of no return.
I have no interest in working with this ownership group.
And with no immediate...
By the way, that's the mayor of St. Pete.
...prospects for a future stadium, some have publicly called on Sternberg to sell the team.
That some of the credit even goes to Sternberg for recognizing that...
he's an ass bucket and he needs to sell the team. There you go. Another team sold yesterday.
$10 billion.
The Bus family sold the majority. They still retained 15%, but sold the guy that bought the Dodgers and he owns a couple other things. Bought the majority stake of the Lakers last night. Is this the largest sporting franchise? I don't know, like some of the soccer teams, what they've sold for.
This is the biggest American one.
This is the biggest American one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with regards to an American-based team, this $10 billion, and Brian, they don't even know, that's only for 85%.
That's insane.
Hi, Marco Robles live here from ABC7. Some breaking sports news. The Bus family entering an agreement to sell majority ownership.
And the new ownership has to let Jeannie Buss run it for the next 2 years. She has, she's still running the team with her 15% ownership.
I can't believe that she was letting Phil Jackson get all up in that.
He blasted her for like 8 years.
Ship of the Lakers. According to ESPN, they are selling it to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of TWG Global.
Which, by the way, Magic Johnson's part of that guy's ownership group.
The Bus bought it back in the day for $67 million.
$67 million. Jerry Buss bought it for $67 million off a guy named like Kent Cook or something like that.
I mean, teams aren't usually losing money these days, are they? On sales.
It is a billionaire's game.
Of $10 billion. Jeannie Buss will continue to serve in her role as governor after the sale. We, of course, will have the latest on the agreement coming up on Eyewitness News at 3. When news breaks...
God, paid $67 million, sold it for $10 billion.
It's a pretty good ROI.
It pretty much is. When I get back, this dude here he plays for the Florida Panthers, and I don't know what player it is.
Barkov?
Who is it?
Barkov?
Alexander Barkov.
Yeah, Alexander Barkov. And you know how each player gets the Stanley Cup for a day to be able to, take it to his family, take pictures, jump in the pool with it. People have urinated in it, done cocaine off of it.
Wow.
There's been all kinds of stories as to what players have done with, had sex on top of it. It's just, they should, I don't know if there's a book or a documentary or anything about the what players, the most outlandish things players have done with the Stanley Cup, but part of winning the Stanley Cup is you get as a player on full-time on the team, if you're on the roster, you get a day with it. And this guy was rolling around his neighborhood at 5 a.m, hitting people's Ring doorbells, wanting to know if they wanted to come out and take a picture with the Stanley Cup.
This was the night they won it.
Yeah, this was the night. I guess he was the first dude to get it.
Well, they don't do the days. The days are organized, way later. This is just
a guy that took it.
This is just, he's one of the better players on the team. Yeah, so he got it.
So they're like, hey, just bring it back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but your day with the cup, it's planned out like a wedding, and you have to, because they have to coordinate where the cup's going to go. So that's something that they're going to do months from now, and a lot of that's returning the cup to Canada, where everybody's families are.
So, when it's it's more of an organized event than this.
Yeah, because people want their families to come here. Or they have to go somewhere. Their whole town wants to do it, and then when they take it,
doesn't the league send a guy, a handler?
Yeah, which is, there's a handler who travels with the.
Get replica cups to display. Or, like Brian.
No, there's
like
only one Stanley.
No, what I'm saying is like the Lombardi Trophy.
No, they hang a banner. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
So once the next season's over and they don't win it,
take the cup back.
But you don't have a replica cup denoting that you won the cup.
It's on the cup.
It's on the cup. Your name's etched in there forever.
But you can't. You can't have three. Like what? A Lightning have 3 cups, 4 cups, three cups. That you can't go to anywhere in the Lightning in the gift shop or something, and they have 3 cups denoting our 3 years we won.
I mean, they may have made some.
I mean, you could buy a coffee mug in the shape of a Stanley Cup, but they don't have any.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com
right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Let me in here.
Yes, sir.
Tell Johnny K he's doing a good job with the shorts and the Hogan stuff, and he's just fucking killing it.
Yeah, Gary.
Johnny K?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Gary G. Gary C.
So Babyface knows, Bubba, each team receives a replica Stanley Cup, which is a little shorter than a real trophy.
See, I was right.
It will be displayed in the arenas for the duration of their season. The replica that each player receives is also smaller.
Wait. So they said for the season?
It looks like it says each player gets one too.
Yeah, they get a little smaller one too.
Well, I mean, you said they display the replica for the season?
Yes.
And then they take the replica down?
Usually they put it like in their trophy case.
Dude, have you ever, honestly, just walking around Amalie, have you ever seen a replica cup?
It's in the back offices.
Of the front offices?
Yeah.
Man, let me Rumbles really did his dirty.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that guy's a.
I don't remember seeing shit down there.
I guess every player gets a little one too, a littler one.
Yeah, people's kids and stuff.
I mean, yeah. It's not like the full-on cup though.
They do get a replica one for the season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To do what with it? It's so
Show
stupid.
it off, man.
But the whole appeal of it is that it's the cup. It's the real deal.
That's true.
The Panthers already damaged this cup.
They did?
Yeah, on the ice
Yeah.
it was cracked in 2 spots.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. They have like 4 Stanley Cups though. They'll fix it. The Lightning broke it too.
Everybody breaks it.
You have to solder it back together or some bullshit?
Yeah, it's kind of an easy fix.
Are we gonna get Phoebes on the line for our Karen Reed coverage?
We're not getting a Karen Reed.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna get to Karen Reed, but we're gonna rely.
7:30.
We're gonna get to Karen Reed, but we're gonna rely on you, the lawyer.
No, rely on Phoebes. She knows it better than me.
She probably.
She wants to talk about it. This is all she wants to talk about.
If she wants to fucking call in, I'd love to have her. I doubt that she has the time to do it.
What say you, Sethy boy?
I have no earthly idea other than the fact that she's at dive right now.
Right.
Already?
Yeah, it's 7 to 8.
Oh. Your daughter's becoming quite the diver.
Yeah, she's good. Going to get her some lessons with Greg Louganis. What? I don't know any divers.
That was the only one I could name.
I don't know.
Greg Louganis.
Louganis.
I know, but they called him Louganis.
That's not appropriate.
That's foul.
Yeah, that's foul. Of course it is. Because now, had you said it, it'd be the funniest thing going. Of course.
Of course.
Brian's okay with having swings and misses as long as he.
No, Greg Louganis is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I was just playing up the foul thing. I mean, that shit's funny right there.
It is foul. It's foul.
I mean, appreciate it.
No splash because it takes in half the water in the pool. He's the one that hit his head on the diving board, right?
Yeah.
Still got Nate on the dive.
Is he still with us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's still around.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Did he have HIV?
Yeah. I think he did.
He's still alive. He's 65.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, they got to really start hyping him up, man, because the only person we know that's been living with HIV all these years is Magic.
Magic's cured of it.
We got to know.
Magic went to Mexico and they took all the blood out.
That
of
was
him.
Charlie Sheen.
No,
Magic did too.
Magic went to Mexico. Yeah. They took all of his blood and just left enough in for him to stay alive. They microwaved it and cleaned it, and then slowly triculated it back in and took out the rest of his blood and did the same procedure to that. He got a complete blood transfusion. And it's a procedure that only they don't allow it here. That's what I heard.
No, there's reports on that one. It was one of the first.
And he has his, like, he's tested negative for like 15 years now or 20 years now.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Love me some female dollars. Jennifer Hudson on the PayPal.
What? The singer?
No, not the singer.
Are you sure?
The fan.
I heard that Jennifer Hudson's a huge fan of this show.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you for the PayPal. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Appreciate you.
For the Bubba Army Cups.
This is what? How do you pronounce this guy's last name? Barkov. He's Tom Brokaw's son.
Yeah, he's from Arkansas.
And this is the night of the Panthers winning their back-to-back Stanley Cups. Now, Lummy has since done a deep dive and said that within the Stanley Cup world, each team does receive a
replica
of the cup.
It's a little smaller.
It's a little smaller, and each player also gets a replica cup to keep.
It's a little smaller.
It's a little smaller
than the replica.
So yeah, there you go. Well, this is actually the cup, and he won it that night. And he went around his neighborhood and was ringing people's doorbells and wanted to know if they wanted to party with the cup.
Now, if we didn't have Ring doorbells, I don't know if you would necessarily believe it, where you're like, hey, Barkov or, Marchand or somebody came to my house last night after they won the cup.
Yeah, and not only that, but, like,
here it is.
How about the situation that happened in Minnesota? Listen, the thing that happened in Minnesota has completely got me from not answering my door. Like, unless I know it's really the cops and they can identify themselves. I mean, like, Brian, most people in the middle of the night, somebody knocks on your door, you look in your peephole, it looks just like a cop. They're identifying themselves as a cop. It could be a bad guy that wants to shoot you. And
you should always call the local precinct and confirm.
That's what I'm going to do. I'll be like, hey, listen, did you send a cop out here to my place? Yes, we did. Okay, I'll comply. Otherwise, I'm not even talking through the door because they might shoot you through the door. I'm not saying nothing. I mean, he's very impatient.
You're not answering the door for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then he hit it 3 times, hoping to get a more
knocking.
Now he's knocking.
He's drunk as a skunk.
He's absolutely drunk.
Yeah, they're gonna be here.
It's coming.
Well, he's coming out or what?
And then, by the way, this is the real cup. Like, this is the real cup.
Yes, he's coming.
Yes, he's coming. Turn your lights on. It's dark out here.
Turn your lights on. It's dark out here. I got the real Stanley Cup, the real one. It's like what, Brian, 100-some years old?
Yeah.
So like, what was the first year? What's the first year of the cup?
I don't know. 1909.
I think it's
1892.
There you go.
1892.
This way.
Yeah, we got a party. We got a party with the cup.
Party like it's 1892.
The first name was 1893 to Montreal.
Montreal.
When's
the last time a Canadian
1993.
that a Canadian team won it?
1993.
Is that why they're so full hot? I mean, they're so full hot.
It's more Toronto, but yeah.
I mean, America has just completely, since 93.
For Toronto, it's been 55 years or something like that, 57 years.
Is that how long?
Since Toronto won, 67.
I know we staked this claim to the Stanley Cup because Canada hasn't won in a long time, but we're all using all Canadian players.
Not all. There's a lot.
Doesn't matter.
I think there's there's 8 Canadians on the Panthers.
Doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter. It's where the franchise is located, and we're making them our bitch.
Look, the NHL's moving their league office to the state of Florida.
They should.
They need an embassy here.
What is it? Was it 6 out of the last 8? I mean, what is it? What has it been, Brian?
It's
4 out of the last 6.
4 out of the last 6, but a Florida team has been in the Stanley Cup Finals for the last 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. So remember the Oakland Raider guy? He was with the Ruggs, Henry Ruggs. Wasn't he one of the absolute best wide receivers in the entire league?
12th pick overall.
He was supposed to be.
And I think he's in prison for vehicular manslaughter?
I think he got DUI.
Yeah, he's up on, he can get possibly parole next year.
Really?
He's supposed to serve 10 years.
Man, he killed a lady and her dog.
Yeah, they burned to death.
And he's only been in, 2, 3?
I think so, yeah.
Now, Brian, did the Raiders let him back on the team?
No,
he's been released.
I mean, I don't think prison makes you fat and uncoordinated. I mean, if he probably works out and
he's done.
And has no mileage on.
Nobody's taking him, man.
You don't think so?
No. The Browns might, I guess.
He's a former Raiders wide receiver, Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, and wasn't he going like 135?
Yeah.
And he rear-ended like an SUV at an intersection, and he killed the dog and the woman instantaneously.
No, wasn't it? They said she passed out, and then the car caught on fire.
Oh, and they burned up.
Yep.
Worst way. Burning has to be the worst way to go.
He only got 3 to 10 years for that, which is crazy to me.
He had Kevin Hazlett.
Publicly apologized now to the family of the woman he killed in a car crash nearly 4 years ago.
Is this the first time that he's secondly, does he? What kind of masks do they got out there in Nevada? Are those diaper masks?
Well, this picture right here was when he
during
was
COVID.
Yeah, and that's he's got the neck brace on.
Yeah.
Special release right now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Optically, I couldn't quite.
In prison and spoke at this local Hope for Prison.
So they're letting him out to do speaking engagements.
Yeah, he was out and about.
What to say? Don't be an F up like me. I had it all, and don't drive 135 in your Lamborghini while you're tanked.
Yeah,
take an Uber.
He's trying to show that he's changed so they can let him out next year.
Prisoners event just last night.
Brian, I disagree with you. I think somebody gives him a chance.
I mean, he was doing okay in the NFL when this happened. He was averaging about 50 yards a game.
He wasn't like a Metcalf or who's the kid from Miami, the
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. He's not on that level.
Granted, he was young, but
he's only going to be like 28, 27 when he gets out.
Yeah, and he has no hits on him. I mean, he has, he's not, he didn't have knee problems or the standard things that happen, how wide receivers get dinged up. He has none of that.
He issued an apology to the family of Tina Tintor, who he killed while driving drunk in a sports car and speeding on November 2nd of 2021.
Whatever way you want to take it. One that I wish I can turn back the hands of time. I would love for them to meet the real Henry Ruggs and not
the drunk one that was going 135. Because Henry Ruggs, the third, sober, in prison, is a pretty good dude.
Not the one that was escaping.
I wonder what the family got Topgolf for, because that's where he was supposedly drinking with his girlfriend before the crash.
Oh, and that.
I don't know what the dram shop liability is.
But as a lawyer, you're certainly going that direction, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean, him personally, right?
Him personally.
Him, his insurance company.
Yep.
And maybe an umbrella if he's got one. And then if they overserved him, Topgolf, correct?
Yep.
I sincerely apologize for not.
By the way, Topgolf, one of Seth Kushner's very favorite places to go for those scoring at home. He loves it. Seth, would you not at least validate my proclaim?
Yes, they give me nothing for free, but we do speak of them highly.
A part of that situation, but the fact that, not to take a shot at you, but the fact that my face is always in the news, my face is always in the newspaper. So they have to constantly be reminded of the situation, be reminded of me, and see, those memories have to continue to rise.
Ruggs is a former first-round draft pick with our Raiders as he was driving more than 150 miles per hour.
150.
Yeah, 156. They had him.
156.
Yeah. Drunk.
Crashed into Tina.
Drunk.
.161 by the time they got his blood.
Which is double, right?
Yep.
Because .08 usually.
Yep.
So double that's .16. Double the legal.
They were driving near Rainbow Boulevard and Spring Valley Parkway. He pled guilty back in May of 2023 to felony DUI causing death and misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter, and he's currently serving that prison sentence of 3 to 10 years right now, and obviously out on
3 to 10 years. Hold on, they're saying not
on release in transitional housing right now.
Oh, so he's not even in prison. He's out on release on transitional housing. What does that mean? Like a halfway house?
Yeah,
Brian?
like he's been deemed not to be a threat.
So he's not in like cell block
behavior.
C. He's not in like not in the Pinellas County lockup. He's at a halfway house.
You think he's working somewhere?
He probably as part of his release, his halfway house thing. They just don't let him sit around and play video games all day.
He's probably working for lawn dog, like probably working for Average Joe Landscaping.
He could be working at McDonald's. Who knows?
How you doing?
By the way, Shador Sanders, friend of the show, via his dad.
Oh boy,
ticketed for going. Listen. People make such a big deal. 101 is not that big a deal. I mean,
it is
big
when
deal
you
for him
crash into somebody and kill them.
He didn't. He had his. It looked like to be an F-150, and my F-150. My 5-liter Lariat F-150. I open it up at 100. No big deal.
Yeah, he said he was driving a black Dodge pickup.
Oh, okay, Dodge.
101.
Shador Sanders somewhere off of I-71 in Cleveland. I'm sure Dion's not happy about this. He'll be getting a call from Pops. I promise you.
Did they just let him speed all over Boulder, you think?
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sure this is the first time he went 101.
Oh, no, yeah. They actually in Boulder, they police escorted him. They said
they cleared the road.
Yeah, they're like, listen, 101's a little slow. How about we get this thing up to $150, like the Ruggs guy, and we'll we'll block roads and give you an escort.
Got you 101 miles an hour. Do you have your license proof insurance on you? Do you have an Ohio driver's license? Okay, what's your first name? Shador.
Does he know?
I don't know. Well, this is the body cam. I didn't really go past this.
Body cam? What? I can't see anything.
No, you can't. This looks to me like, Brian, like that might be the rear view mirror, and the chest cam might be kind of looking into that, and that's the window maybe to the right.
Yeah.
Colorado driver's license? All right. All right, hang tight. I'll be back in a minute.
This agency needs to get like those officer cams that have a little bit of a light on them so you can see.
Well, I think the street light wasn't helping, and whatever version of this video is not the best.
This is a younger one, not the one that got drafted, right?
No, this is the one that got drafted.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What does that matter?
Oh, wow.
Well, I want to hear that.
He's cutting him a break.
Hold on. I want to hear that again.
All right, hang tight. I'll be back in a minute. This is his younger one, not the one that got drafted, right?
No, this is the one that got drafted.
It is the younger one, and he did get drafted.
Is he talking to the other cop?
I think maybe to his partner.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to cut you a break. I'm not going to give her a ticket. Like I said, I got her at 92, but 101, I got a dash cam and stuff, man.
No, hold on. Was he following somebody?
No, the girl was following him.
Oh, okay.
In a different car, obviously.
But she had her back down to 92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
I don't remember that, but I think you'll learn.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. It is going to be waiverable, okay? Your state where you're at has an agreement with Ohio that if you don't take care of the ticket, they will suspend your Mississippi license, okay? So how fast do you think you were going?
So he was in Boulder. What is it, Brian? Usually, and you probably know this more than me, but I think after you've been in a state for like 30, 60, 90 days, you're required to...
Not if you're in college. You can keep your residency where you are.
All right.
And same thing for military, doesn't have to do it.
Okay.
There's exclusions.
Okay. So if you're, but now obviously he's not in college anymore, and he is would be considered a resident of Ohio. He Mississippi was 2 colleges ago, right? Jackson State.
Yeah.
So one would think that, he probably might want to get that Ohio driver's license.
I'm sure he'll get it all taken care of. This is a good opportunity to start that process.
Yeah, right.
Don't think you're.
Let me go down to the clerk of the court. Let me pay all my fines, which I think they said there was going to be like $250, $300.
Yes.
And then let me go ahead and get my driver's license. And here's my power bill. And here's my new address. And let's get it handled.
He needs a friendly DJ in the Ohio area to help him get settled in.
He needs a handler.
Like his brother has.
He needs a handler like Hogan has.
101.
That'll lie and say, Shedeur Sanders got pulled over going 45 today. And
the reports are lies.
Yeah. You just report lies.
This truck supercharged, it will do it.
Listen to the guy turns into kind of a mark.
Well, no, because Shedeur said he didn't think he was going that fast.
Because I know this truck supercharged, it will do it.
By the way, I know for a fact that Dion wouldn't let Shedeur take some of his really nice cars to Cleveland, and he made him take his unassuming pickup truck. It was a far better look than rolled up in your Rolls Royce or your Lamborghini or your Ferrari. So I know that Dion made him take his pickup truck, even though it's probably a $110,000 Dodge Hellcat. Right, Lummy?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, he gave it to me a little late. Who's it from? Is that from Boykin? Can't read it.
I mean, Lummy, you can hear his car, the pickup truck running. You can tell that it's got. Can you hear the throaty exhaust?
That sounds good.
I don't know.
Probably got a cane in there.
You already wrote it, man. You got to give that to me before. I'm gonna give your girl a break, okay? I got him. I did have to give him a ticket, okay? Because he was in front of you at him at 101, okay? But you're good to go from here. Be safe pulling out. Yeah.
So he cut her a break, didn't give her no ticket, and then give Shedeur, the full 101, which that's fine. They'll get it taken care of.
Yeah,
not a big deal.
I mean, hopefully he learns from it.
Now, Lummy, is this area? Is this a part? I know this is part of Florida, but
yeah, Lido Key down in Bradenton.
Oh, that's down in Bradenton.
Yeah.
So this just happened fairly close.
It's right by Sarasota.
Yeah.
Tonight, the Baltimore Orioles and the baseball community is mourning the death of minor league infielder Luis Guevara.
Lummy, what was he? Triple?
No, he's rookie single A. I'm sorry.
All right, so was he well on his way to just being a minor leaguer?
Yeah, I mean he's only 19.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says he died when 2 jet skis collided.
Listen, I've had jet skis all my life, and you gotta really, they'll go 70, 75, but man, I can't think of dying on one unless you direct hit each other. Like one T-boned the other going super fast, and then the other one one of them ran over the dude. Literally ran on time, maybe broke his neck or something. I mean, Brian,
you drown. You get knocked out and drown.
Have you ever handled in part of your lawyering jet ski accident?
Yeah, we've handled boating and jet ski accidents. Typically they're just irresponsible and like crash into somebody get a broken arm, but you could easily get knocked out and drown.
On Sunday in Lido Key, and now a police report is shedding light on exactly what happened, detailing a chaotic scene. Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy reports.
It was just after 8 p.m. Sunday when officers got the call. 2 jet skis collided head-on off Lido Key.
Head on.
They were playing chicken?
I don't know what they're doing.
Minnesota Police Department's report details a frantic scene when they arrived.
Man, Lummy, Fabrizio used to play chicken, and you'd have to pull off because he wouldn't. All you see is his big teeth coming right at you.
You played.
I would just jump and let the jet ski hit him.
Yeah,
that's true. I'll still win this. I'll just jump off.
Right. I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't want to total my $15,000 jet ski, but Fabrizio's like, we're gonna, he loved playing chicken. And then he loved Lummy, like when you were putting it up on the dock, he'd come by the dock and then lift the ass end up and then like completely power wash you with the jets.
That's such a cool guy move.
Bystanders told officers people had driven the jet skis involved away to a nearby boat ramp. Officers recovered the jet skis, and when the scene was secure, a 19 and a 20-year-old admitted to being involved. The report says they told police they were riding towards the other jet ski when they hit a wave that launched theirs into the air. They lost control of their jet ski and bailed off, but while it was in the air, the personal watercraft hit the two.
Oh, so Brian, it went just like the way you wanted it to go. With
airborne, and they bailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got airborne.
Not
and
the
they
way
bailed.
I want it to go.
No,
but
like if you were playing chicken with Fabrizi, how you would do it.
Yeah.
You'd bail and let your jet ski careen into Fabrizi T-boning them.
Yep.
Men on the other jet ski, causing them to fall into the water. Good Samaritans brought all 4 to shore. The FWC says the driver and passenger of the first jet ski have minor injuries, but the driver and passenger of the other one were rushed to the hospital, and one of them died Tuesday.
So the ones that bailed, they're okay, minor. And then the drivers of the other jet skis, one is I'm not dead, and the other dude who played for the Orioles is dead. This dude's dead.
But we're getting conflicting reports. Reps for that guy are saying he just had Tommy John surgery. That's it. Everything's going to be fine.
He just had
Us Weekly is saying it's just Tommy John surgery.
Right.
Be confirmed 19-year-old Luis Guevara, an infielder with the Baltimore Orioles Florida Complex League affiliate, died at the hospital. The report says Luis had internal trauma and brain trauma, and the other person on board his jet ski has facial fractures and lung damage. In a statement, the Orioles said the team is heartbroken. The Orioles executive vice president and GM wrote, quote, "Luis was a beloved member of our organization, and we are devastated following his tragic passing. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, and teammates, and we ask for their continued privacy during this difficult time." The Orioles signed Luis, who's from Venezuela, as an international free agent.
Well, if the jet ski would have got him, ice would have probably got him.
In 2023, Florida Fish and Wildlife shared its condolences as well and says the incident remains an active investigation. Kaylee Tracy, Fox 13 News.
I mean, jet skis are no joke.
Anything on the water, you got to be careful.
But they go so fast now. I mean, they go so fast. I mean, they go out of the box, stock. Go down to Barney's, Lummy, and you can buy a Sea-Doo that will do 75, 80 mile an hour. Right out of, an 80 mile an hour on something that's a little bit larger than, I don't know, a lawn chair.
How fast was yours?
Mine gonna go 70.
Nice.
70 back in the day, because we had them all souped up with stuff. Hello, who's this?
Bubba, White Iced Tea.
What's up, White Iced Tea? How are you, my friend?
Fantastic. I was at South Lido when this accident happened. I saw it. The baseball player was actually driving my friend's jet ski, so they weren't even his. He was just out
so
there.
So you're kind of close to. I mean, you kind of got some ties to the situation.
I was actually talking to my buddy right after the police took his jet skis at about 11 o'clock at night.
So were they both your buddy's jet skis? Both of them?
Both jet skis. Both of them were my friends, and he let them, ride around in them.
Right.
And he noticed that they were acting kind of crazy on the jet skis, but they were all the way out in the water, so he couldn't be like, hey, come back with my jet skis. And then the accident happened, and they all went on a boat and other jet skis to help.
And here's the deal, man. Most people that have not been on a jet ski for an extended amount of time really don't know that there's some things that you got to know about a jet ski. Like, for instance, if you're heading to hit something, most people just let off the gas and try to turn, and they don't realize the jet ski's dead in the water. It cannot turn unless you give it a little bit of gas and propulsion. So that's where the majority of the accident. Most people don't know how to drive them. They really don't.
Well,
it's the first jet ski accident I ever saw. It was actually pretty traumatizing. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Your buddy better get his policy on notice.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh man, hey Brian, what's going on with that part, man? Is my buddy okay for letting somebody drive his jet ski? What's the deal with that, man?
he's got liability. He's vicariously liable under the law.
For real?
Yeah, you let people who don't know how to ride a jet or use a jet ski borrow it, and
so what's he?
He's not like nothing criminal, but civilly, absolutely, he could be facing something.
I never let nobody ride my jet skis, ever. They're so fast, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't want to be responsible for anybody's situation.
And now, White Iced Tea, here's your buddy who is just trying to do, something nice for for a guy.
He's a fantastic person.
And he's Brian, this is probably going to change the trajectory of his life.
I mean,
it
could. The family may just take the policy and run, but if he has a policy.
What if he didn't have a policy? I didn't have a policy.
Does he have a lot? If he can afford 2 jet skis, I imagine his life's not very rough.
I mean, does he? Do you think that he's got insurance policies on him?
I think he does. Yeah, he does have insurance. And you know what? Let me say one more thing. He actually had the guy, the baseball player kid, and the 3 other people, because there was 2 on each jet ski. He had them sign waivers. Now, what goes on with that part, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, Brian, if he had
them sign a waiver to ride his jet ski, like, hey, if you ride it, we're not responsible. Type of deal.
Me and Fabrizi had waivers that Gina and Tom or somebody made up for us.
I did, by the way.
You did, yeah.
Anything that was ever signed that you guys had circa 2006 through 2012 was me.
I had anybody that
I did the waiver for Hogan.
I had 3 jet skis. And I had waivers that Brian came up with. I think Brian.
Steven came to me and said, "Hey, this is what you need to do." Every day it was something different. I had to make a waiver for a 40-foot stripper pole. I had to make a waiver for a BMX dirt bike thing in your parking lot.
Yeah.
I had to make. I mean, anything that you did that was a crazy stunt.
Shocking a vagina.
I had to come up with every day. It was like, what waiver am I going to draft up today?
Now, the waiver that I had, would that have covered my ass on a situation like this?
I mean, they're as solid as you can make them. You can't fully contract away from your own liability. It would be, in this case, if he had him sign waivers, I would have to see what the waiver looks like, but it definitely strengthens his ability to avoid liability on this.
Yeah.
I have 3 jet skis. One of my jet skis goes almost 90 miles an hour, and I've never gotten it up that fast, but they're dangerous, man. They're not like a bicycle, man.
They are dangerous.
They're really dangerous.
Do you have now, White Iced Tea? Do you have a waiver?
No, because I never, ever, ever let anybody touch my jet skis because they're almost $20,000 a piece, and the people that I hang around with.
Hold on. Does anybody ever
afford to get me a new one?
Does anybody ever ride with you?
Yeah, my children.
Okay.
But I don't go crazy.
I understand.
I'm always at that place, South Lido. It's a fantastic place to go jet skiing.
I understand. I just want to make sure you're covered, my friend. Okay?
Yeah. And if not, I got the Bubba Army lookout at the Yako Law, and my boy Babyface over there. They're going to look out for your boy if anything ever happens. Right, Brian?
That's right.
Thank you, White Iced Tea. Good talking to you.
You guys take care.
Bye now. When I return, Sophie Cunningham, the girl that stuck up with the hot chick, formerly from Phoenix, now with the Indiana Fever, she's the girl that kind of stuck up for Caitlin Clark when that chick smashed her down to the ground. She now has the #1 selling jersey because of that. And they're also now saying that like some security guard or some coach.
It was a security guard.
The security guard groped her, man.
He didn't.
Oh, poor guy.
He was looking the other way.
Poor guy.
See, me and Seth were arguing about this earlier today before the show starts.
He was attacking the security guard?
I was like, he's not touching her. That's her waist and her hip, and he's just making sure. Then Seth was like, oh no, he's grabbing her ass.
I don't think he knew. He wasn't looking in that direction. It's hard to know where your hand is going.
Seth wants him to be grabbing the ass so bad.
Haven't you dopes ever been to a concert before where a girl's crowd surfing and a guy will take advantage of that by like grabbing your butt or something?
Yeah, I have, and that's not this.
That's this.
Well, we'll look into it next.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Seth, you really think the security guard was trying to grope her?
Oh, he does.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
We got an
this.
argument about it.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. A lot of wow moments.
$20 grand a piece for a jet ski? Holy shit!
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, man, I had no idea.
My little Sea-Doo boat back in the day only cost me 14 grand. Had a little Sea-Doo jet boat.
Those things would haul ass.
Yeah, I could hit 65 in that thing.
Absolutely. With 4 people in there.
Yeah.
Did you have a kick-ass life vest?
Yeah, we had cool ones that matched the color of my jet boat.
Dude, I am so hard right now. I'm gonna come.
Oh my God.
Easy.
That is foul.
Quick comer.
There'll be boxers left in the hall somewhere. Good morning, Gilson. How we all doing? Taking requests for your hot mic sing-along? $20, request a song. I'll sing as much of it as I can. Try to pick something that people know, though. It's hard for me to sing songs I've never heard of without music.
So, Lummy?
Yes.
I'm going to do the Sophia Cunningham, and then the Karen Reed.
What's up, April?
And then tease the Hogan shit.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, we got to get Phoebes in on the Reed deal.
No, she's not going to want to do
I only know enough to be dangerous on her kids.
Well, stop that. She's not going to want to do it.
I don't know YYZ by Rush Gray. Pick something else. It's got to be something I have a clue about. Rush is one of the worst fucking bands of all time.
How about Styx?
God, these people in there, overrated music. Oh, they're so good.
You just don't like Canadian artists.
Fucking Rush and Fish and all those.
Rush, Styx,
mediocre.
Celine Dion, Bryan Adams.
The Canadian government has apologized many times for Bryan Adams. Sarasota, they will consider doing some cases down there. So it just depends on the case and how, what the deal is. So you can call the office. Pressure pushing down on me, pressing down on you. Under pressure. That burns a building down, splits a family in two, puts people on the streets. Baba, Bobby. It's the terror of knowing what this world is about. Watching some good friends screaming, "Let me out!" What you doing, Sethy boy?
Tuttle just sent me a picture of Sophie Cunningham. She played football in high school.
She did?
Yeah.
I bet she looked hot as fuck too.
Lummy, if she might be 18 here. Lummy, can I send you these pictures?
She's 6'2", isn't she?
Oh, you sent?
Isn't she
Okay.
6'2"?
I don't know. Is she 6'2"? I don't think.
No.
Did you send them to me, Lum?
I'm uploading them right now.
I think she's like 5'11".
Isn't Keegan Clark 6 foot?
Probably.
Oh no, Sophie's 6'1".
Which means she's probably 5'11".
She's probably 5'11". Caitlin's listed as 6, which means she's probably 5'11".
Yeah.
It's so good for the WNBA. I think it's all a work.
What?
All of this drama with Caitlin. It's good for the brand.
You think the poke in the eye was a setup?
Yeah.
I think they need to fucking protect her a little bit more.
Nah,
And,
I think she's fine. And
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
813-90 Bubba, the phone lines. If you really want the best Bubba Army experience you could potentially get, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. Different levels of membership allow you to stream and or download our entire library, dating back to, in some instances, the Power Pig. So again, BubbaArmyHQ.com. I'm going to come out with my Hogan stuff. I'm going to do this Sophie
Cunningham.
Yes, the fact that she stuck up for Caitlin Clark. By the way, she's very attractive. She might be the most attractive. She might be one of, although I think Angel Reese is pretty hot, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But, Sophie Cunningham is probably one of the more attractive girls in the WNBA. And she's the one that came to Caitlin Clark's rescue as Caitlin Clark got thrown down to the ground. And now she has the number one, or it says her jersey is now sold out following the ejection in the Fever Sun matchup. So it looks like everybody's supporting her.
I think I think they're supporting. I mean, there's probably some hardcore Fever fans that are getting her jerseys, but I also think they're supporting her face and body.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. There's probably a lot of people that are supporting her gesture, but there's a lot of people that are supporting how hot she is. And maybe this was kind of the moment that she needed to get on the map before, because, I mean, she's not the most prolific scorer on the Fever, is she?
She's pretty good.
Is she? Did they have to give up a draft pick for her, or was she an unrestricted free agent?
I think she was just a free agent.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected.
Now, is Caitlin Clark a little bit of a flopper?
A little bit. I think that bump wasn't so strong that she needed to fly like she did. I mean, that's a bump that if it happened to you at a bar, you would maybe take a step back but be okay.
Maybe spill your drink.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let me just.
Of course,
I'm buffering. I played it a few minutes ago. Now I'm buffering. Wanted to play it again.
By the way, she played football in high school.
I sent you the article.
Sophia Cunningham did?
Sophie Cunningham, yes.
Yeah, I was looking for the article.
I sent it to you.
But it was late, and I got the Hogan deal. But I got it now. Here we go. Where did she play high school ball at? What state?
I don't know.
Man, she is pretty hot. Sophie Cunningham's high school football exploits resurface after Fever Sun skirmish. That's her. Man, am I the only one that finds her very, very attractive?
No, she is.
I doubt that you're the only one who finds her attractive, but I do know that directly correlates with your interest in a female athlete.
Yeah. Calling me shallow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
1200 I-70 Drive Southwest. University Subaru, the wide.
Oh, I'd love to go against a chick. Wouldn't you love to pancake a bitch?
Oh, yeah.
She thinks she's all that coming off the corner? Come on,
I'll show you. I outweigh you by 200 pounds, and I'll show you who's boss.
Was she only a kicker? That doesn't even count.
Yeah,
if she's only a girl kickers don't count. Now you give me a girl's edge rusher or a linebacker.
But don't we want to keep girls out of boys sports?
Not really.
Check her penis. Woo!
Nice kick. I will tell you that tonight. That's a nice kick.
University Subaru, the wide choice. Cunningham to kick. The kick is good.
That's an extra point. Let's line it up from 40 and see how we're doing. Right?
She chose a different path in life.
Of course, she was hot and popular, homecoming queen. Here is the footage again.
Is that displacement? I think it is. Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it. Look at Mabry. She's got a scar on one side, a scratch on one side.
I wish Caitlin would quit being such a crybaby and just come out swinging. I wish she'd just come out and start swinging.
She knows that she's too important to her team to get kicked out of a game.
Yeah.
Scratch on the other side. It's not from the game today. I asked her about it. She's always in the mix. There's a lot of contact here.
So she did get hit in the face.
Even Brian thinks this is a conspiracy theory to juice ratings.
Yeah, I think that players have been instructed that if you get a little bit
physical,
you may get like an extra steak that night or.
Man, it's completely
you know.
opposite of my opinion. My opinion is they should start. The league needs to take better care of her.
Absolutely not. You want this. If you're the WNBA, this is so good for the brand. So good. You want this drama.
The girl eye gouges her like she's like she's Papa Shango.
And you've probably told the refs to let it go a little bit more with Caitlin.
For real?
I think so.
Man, okay, you do business different than me.
Yep.
I don't want my whatever.
Across the face. That's what Clark didn't like.
And then that big bitch. I don't think that's a flop. I think that's a legitimate, like, you're not expecting to get hit, on the side.
That's what Clark didn't like. And then Mabry came in with a bump.
And Mabry's day is almost assured.
Now, did the 3 girl get ejected and fined or just ejected?
I think just Sophie Cunningham got ejected.
Yeah.
The hot blonde?
Yeah, at the end of the game. It was pretty late in the game when the her retribution happened.
Is this the? Oh yeah, this is the.
Comes up with the steal.
This is the retribution, right?
Yes.
And she flat double shoulder tackled this girl.
Yeah, it's a flagrant 2.
Sheldon going coast to coast, and we got another steal. Sheldon going coast to coast.
That's like a Bill Laimbeer type
She
move.
should have brought her knee up into her face.
Yeah, boy, what would be better than a little juice, right, Brian?
Yeah.
A little juice.
Break is here as J.C. Sheldon goes right after Sophie Cunningham. It was a hard foul, no question.
So anyway, her jersey sales have been going through the roof. And
you got the ass grab, or you going to do the Hogan thing?
No, here's the ass grab, but here's the ass grab that's not an ass grab. But Brian, I'm sorry, but Seth swears to God it's an ass grab.
So the guy's never looking in her direction.
That's how they do it, Brian.
How? They're savants.
Here's the guy. Let me just get everybody up to speed.
He's a three-eyed raven.
There's a guy here that looks to be a security personnel or a coach.
He's definitely a P1.
And he is, he's on the court as this scuffle amongst the two teams are happening. And the Sophia Cunningham girl, here, I'll just play it. So he's trying to kind of keep the ruckus of the girls fighting away from the crowd.
Just watch his hand.
Right, Brian? He's trying to keep it out of the crowd and contained, maybe on the court. The last thing you want is for a fan to get hit. Now you got liability type stuff and things like that. So you want to keep it on in the game playing area. And so he's just trying to keep the ruckus away from the crowd. So watch his right hand.
It's on somebody's arm right now.
Yeah, it's on somebody's arm. He's not looking at anybody.
Not looking. Never.
And he's not grabbing. He has an open hand, not in a grasping type manner at all. He's just trying to keep peace. He's trying to keep this excursion from going past him into the crowd. Now, again, he doesn't know what or who he's pushing, and that's not her ass. That's her hip. And that's Sophie Cunningham. And I think the grabbing portion is just to assure that there's somebody there. And so Seth swears to God this is an ass grab. He's got it scored solidly as a mosh pit ass grab, and me and Brian have it scored as just an incidental touch.
Yeah, that's incidental touching.
Use that much because normally you can say, hey, there's a bunch of bars just going sideways. There must be something.
I don't know, man. The more I look at it, the more I'm kind of co-signing with Seth a little bit. I don't know. His fingers did have a little squeeze to it. A little squeeze to it. So anyway, that's a big. Is that guy in trouble, or are they just trying to make something about nothing, or is that guy legitimately in trouble for supposedly grabbing her ass? And did Sophia Cunningham, or whatever hell her name is, did she complain? Has anybody complained about this, or is this just some footage that the internet's breaking down and trying to make something out of nothing?
Yes, it's just something for the internet, fodder for the internet.
So before I go into words, Lummy, and then on the backside of words, I'm going to come out with my Hogan stuff. Everybody made me out to be the bad guy yesterday. Local media, local radio personalities. There was nothing nice said about me at all. Well, why would you think ever would? And so I broke yesterday some inside intel that I had about Hulk Hogan's health. And I was told by very reliable sources that Hulk Hogan was not doing well. Did I say death's doorstep? I may have. But I insinuated and in no certain terms talked about that he's not been doing well. Family members have been called to say goodbye. He had a major heart issue. That's what I said. A major heart issue. Well, as soon as, literally, by the time everybody pulled out of the parking lot, TMZ had already picked it up, and they'd already talked to Hogan's reps, and Hogan's reps were like, no, he's at the hospital for neck and back issues. And then through his 83 or 82 weeks podcast and, whatever, Eric Bischoff then comes late in the game yesterday and says it was a cervical deal. It was a neck type situation, and he's supposed to be doing good and might be home tonight. Well, Us Magazine and everybody else debunked what Hogan's rep, which is probably Nick or his porn star wife, Did you know his wife was a porn star?
Yeah.
I think her name's Tana. I think her name's Tana.
Is that her working name or a government name?
I think that's her working name.
Okay.
I don't know if she has OnlyFans, but supposedly at one time, I don't know that she is now actively doing porn, but she used to. I've been told, I don't know it to be true, but I've been told that she was a former porn star.
No, she was. She worked with Riddle's wife. That's why they were friends. That's why he was at the wedding.
So, they've been summoned to. I don't know if she's Hogan's spokesperson. I don't know if Jimmy Hart is. But immediately after even before we can leave the parking lot by 15 after 10, TMZ had picked this thing up and said that Hogan's representatives and spokespersons. Here's the article right now, making me look like a complete jobber. I'm a liar. I'm a fat ass. I'm everything and then some. And that it was, Hulk Hogan deathbed rumors, bogus, brother, at hospital for neck and back issues. So that's what they went with. And until this, let me, I don't know that TMZ has even, retracted this and actually put the truth out. And the truth of the matter is, maybe he's not on death's doorstep. Maybe he's not going to die.
Well, we're all going to die.
But it was not a back and neck procedure. It was, and by a lot of every news source from 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon on, reported it this way.
Do you think this could all be a work and you're being fed inaccurate information and Hogan's going to appear on Saturday Night Main Event against Goldberg and do a run-in on him?
Yeah.
As they're having a some sort of video honoring him.
No.
Oh.
I think the Netflix. I don't know that the WWE will ever use Hogan again after the Netflix debacle. I think wrestling has changed a lot. It's a way new era. And I don't know that the current wrestling fan and or the current guy on the WWE roster likes Hogan. I don't know that they like him. I don't know that they appreciate, the foundation he laid for them to be able to do their craft, but I don't think he's well liked. Now, obviously, he's well liked in the world. He's Hulk Hogan. And he's got millions and millions and millions and millions of fans. And when you are his former best friend and caught up in a big sex tape whodunit, and he blasted my wife, and he got $100 and some million. It pretty much ruined my career, but I only have myself to blame. I'm the one that allowed it. My surveillance system caught it. I'm not the one that stole it and distributed it, but hey, I certainly got skin in the game, and I can see where people really don't know the truth. They might know the truth after my documentary one of these days, but I can see where I am, considered the asshole in Hulk Hogan's life. And when the asshole of Hulk Hogan's life is telling you something this shocking, it makes that asshole even more of an asshole. I think that's a good way to score it, Brian, don't you think? I mean, I think that's a fair assessment of why people hate me so much.
I was going to say, it's a piece of it.
With regards to the Hogan fans.
Yeah.
And so by later yesterday afternoon, it started trickulating out that Hulk Hogan recently underwent a pretty serious heart surgery, like I reported, but is reportedly recovering well, and according to a source, while initial reports suggested in more of a dire situation, with some even claiming that he was on the deathbed, a representative that same representative that at 10:15 said it's a back and neck procedure, now has confirmed that the surgery was not life-threatening and that he is on the mend. The surgery was related to previous injuries and ailments, according to his representative. Again, you can't believe anything that Hulk Hogan's representatives say. Now, what we need is maybe his doctor, or maybe somebody that's not a representative that necessarily works for him, because like Brian said, everybody that works for Hogan, everybody that reps him, has Hogan's financial and business interests at top of mind while they make statements. So I don't know if the truth that you get about Hogan's health may very well only come from me and my inside source. Thanks, Jake. It may go... I may be the one that is the only one that's really going to tell you what's happening. And then Us Weekly and Syracuse.com and KOMO and Yahoo News and the Daily Gazette and the Longview News Journal and the New York Daily News and the New York Daily Post. And
okay, we get it. There's a lot of people that have ran this story.
And they will get it from me.
Well, they got it from somebody else.
Well,
Us Weekly, and then Us Weekly got it from a source. But this is what happens with media today is they just none of them independently verify it. They will go by the Us Weekly report, and then that becomes the news cycle.
But at the end of the day, Us Weekly is reporting what I said. They're just a more credible source. So all of you people probably should be listening to me, because I might be the only one that's boots on the ground that can or have the ability to say what's really happening.
Bay Paver Ceiling, $20.
Thank you, buddy. Tampa Bay.
That got an air horn?
Was that?
Oof. $20? Get you an air horn these days?
$25.
Hard times at the BRN.
Very. It's summertime.
Got that summertime sadness?
Oh, it's not going well.
We're hoping this can bump things up a little bit.
Yeah, we're hoping this brings in a few shekels.
Well, look, you're so worried about money. You still haven't done my Bubba Army merch mystery box idea. I think you should start doing an item of the day that you blow out. If you want to take things to the next level, when you're ready, Bubba, you let me know.
Brian, shut up.
I'm just saying.
Thanks. I got 2 new items that I'm almost sold out of. And I appreciate your mystery box, which I will do. I have an employee of 1 in my merchandising department, and she's trying to sell her house right now, so I don't go to prison. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. There I said it. So I got a lot of other things on my mind than Brian's mystery box, just like you do. Thank you.
All that's on my mind is the mystery box and why you haven't done it. Right. I've got nothing else going on.
So the bottom line is this, man. I might be the only one that leads you legitimate news sources to the water that you need to be drinking, or the area that you need to be sniffing around, or the questions that you might need to be asking, because I'm not considered a legitimate source. I am a stupid radio personality that has a history with Hogan, and some of which is good and some of which is not so good for me. And, obviously all the local radio personalities, I've heard many of them talk horrible about me. As I can understand, you have to, toe the corporate line.
Who?
I'm not going to get into names. I'm not going to get into the people that were just absolutely dogging me out.
Rob Green, $100.
And then Brian, even one of the talk show hosts in town was like, but this is a major HIPAA violation.
Well,
and who is he to give this type of news over the air? This is just the most disgusting, lowest form of humanity.
I wonder if you're going to all throw you a bone today now that you've been proven right.
Right? Yeah. Are you all now? Now that you guys were listening to Hogan's reps that said it was a neck / back deal, now that it's been proven that it was indeed a heart deal, are you gonna maybe be a little bit easier on me? No, probably not, because you're all jealous, bunch of dicks. 600 views on your last video of 3 weeks ago. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell. I wipe my ass with 600 views across 5 or 6 different platforms. Suck my D.
Please.
And you know what? When your cushy little terrestrial job goes away, which they've already fragmented your station every which way they possibly can, what are you going to do? Do you own your own content? Do you have any infrastructure set in place for you to be able to monetize? Do you have a studio built? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
You don't even have goats.
What you gonna do, brother, when the radio industry comes crashing down on you?
You're going to have a heart attack, brother.
It's a HIPAA violation.
So I don't know. You know what? I feel like I should just blurt it out now. We're on topic. I can get it out of the way, Lummy. We can see what kind of shiz show ensues.
Do you find it tough to be in the breaking news division, Bubba? It seems like it's a tough big
No,
business.
he's got the #1 reporter. His name's Legitimate, and he covers all the stories.
But maybe we'll come back after the break, so in case you want to go a little longer, take phone calls, because we're getting up on that break.
Okay. So we'll do that.
I'll come TMZ back. Can start recording.
TMZ, start your recorders. I'm going to come out with the information that I found yesterday, and I got a pretty damn good inside source. And again, I've alluded to who potentially it might be, but I'm not going to continue to.
It's a janitor at Meese Countryside.
It's a guy. It's just, you know what? It's Jake from State Farm, and so I'm just going to leave it at that. And
the white one or the black one?
Both.
There's
so
a white one?
I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out with what I got.
Oh yeah.
The white one got EI'd.
It could be very well, not true. I'm sure his reps are completely because this next one I bring, Brian, is a game changer. This next one that I bring in about 7 minutes from now is an absolute game changer. And since I have my attorney here, one of my attorneys here, part of my dream team, and he says, listen, you can't, if you have inside sources, which one would think that you might, nobody's questioning the fact that you have a lot of friends that are that you are probably in the inner circle some way, shape, or form. And that you could be getting this information, and that what you said yesterday completely checked out. Am I not right on that? Did everything that I said yesterday checked out?
Yep. Bubba's still friends with the head chef at the French Hen. That's how he's getting all this information.
Yeah. So,
Ancient Art Acupuncture Largo, Super Chat.
Oh, we're all going to be waiting with bated breath for your update.
And so, again, I don't know it to be true. I've been told this by an inside source, and now it's time for Terry's people to be honest, because this is a game changer. And let me just frame it this one way before I go into words. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. That's how bad it is. I hope, and I could very well be completely wrong. That's a possibility. Take that into consideration when I tell you next.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Oh, my.
Thank you, Jennifer Hudson.
I guess there's a white Jake out there.
Yeah, it was the first one ever. He started the whole thing.
Thank God for Jake within the inner circle running his mouth, or I wouldn't have known this one. This one came to me yesterday via Jake.
You can say a raven brought it to you. That's what they say in Game of Thrones.
A raven brought it to you.
Yeah, a raven.
Yes. Like one of those ravens.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that Jake's a bitch, dude. This Jake fucking gets to hang out with Pat Mahomes and all the celebrities, All-Star Weekend. Nobody knew White Jake.
You can now get your Bubba Army branded Depends at Bubba Army merch, BubbaArmyStore.com. The cool thing about it is the Bubba Army logo turns blue when you know it's time to change them.
You said when Bubba's ready to take it to the next level, come see you. What if I'm ready to take it to the next level?
Come see me. I tried calling you the other day. You didn't call me or respond back, so I don't know that I'm gonna come see you. I was bored on my drive home.
25.
I figured I'd get. My daughter's putting makeup on me, man.
No, it's all good.
No, it's clearly not.
It was fine.
Tune into the Blizzard today to find out if it's fine or not.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I know when you call me. It's in between shit.
Yeah.
And if I miss you by 5 minutes, like, oh, hey, got my wife in the car.
Closed.
Hey, wife's in the car going to a funeral. Sorry, but you can't talk.
You like that I give you a heads up, though.
Yeah, no.
Because I didn't want you saying a bunch of gay stuff.
Dude, I don't say gay. What do I call you and go, hey, dude, I want to gargle your balls? I mean,
you said that I made you see in your pants, come in your pants. Yeah. I mean, that was just today.
That's locker room talk for the...
I didn't want, I'm gay stuff. Locker room talk is gay stuff.
That's for the Rumble Boys, you know?
Yeah, that's the Rumble Boys. It sounds like a gay girl. I'm part of the Rumble Boys. You want to party with the Rumble Boys?
Instead of the Island Boys?
You can't handle the Rumble Boys.
Oh, shit.
We're rough and tumble when we rumble.
Hey, request a song. $20.
We prefer Grinder. We don't like Bumble.
Is Bumble still a thing?
I don't know. Is Grinder still a thing?
Yeah. Grinder's rough. What's up, John?
You like the way I freestyle like that, though?
Dude, you're good.
Tell me another co-host on a radio show that could rhyme Rumble, Bumble, and Grinder all in one rap.
What's up, Fred? Nobody can do that. Nobody can rap. Nobody raps.
That's right.
I don't know if he raps anymore.
That's right.
Thanks, DK. I appreciate it. What's up, Berto?
The pop icon? He's never been referred to as the pop icon.
Well, nobody can really challenge trading cards. It's.
I mean, I think they just print whatever they want on there.
They probably do.
Yeah.
What up, Travis? What's up, Jay Bowler? Let's see. Ray, Bubba's got the trailer right here on his computer.
I'm trying to get Clarence to play it.
He's trying to get clearance from Clarence. What's up, Dirt Merchant?
Thank you, Heather Thomas. I'll get you on the backside.
What does that mean?
Oh, man.
What's up, Babyface Brigade? Fred, you're all good people.
Team in at 1 minute till we're pissing our pants.
Too long, Nick the Gun Guy.
Good morning, Jocko.
Is it unusual to be loved? What the hell does that mean? Love somebody. To love somebody.
You know, Danny, as Danielle's my number one, protege that I birthed.
The way I love you.
But I always found her rap to be little awkward.
You don't know what it's like.
Now, Brian, I'm going to rely on your medical intel in the condition that I
Oh,
do.
she got a little donkey. Big red. Look at Bub.
What's up,
You
Brenda?
got a full body shot of your girl.
I mean, she is absolutely.
Wow.
She is stunning.
She is. She's pretty exceptional.
Don't you think every fucking dude in Tampa Bay watches this? They probably got a 70.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, I bet you Gary Cantrell is going to slice and dice and make this real nice, isn't he, my friend?
Yes, he is.
Heather Thomas, 25 on the PayPal. That's a double horn for those scoring at home. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at The Bubba Army, or you can go straight to BubbaArmyTips.com or join our all-inclusive Bubba Army HQ website. Get 2 levels of membership there. Stream and or download almost anything we pretty much have done. And we're continuing to download old, new stuff daily.
Old new stuff?
Yes.
New old stuff?
Sure. There you go. Old new stuff. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and give you the latest. Yesterday I told you right before I left that Hulk Hogan had a heart procedure done and he might not be doing too well. That came out with his rep saying that he had a neck and back procedure a couple weeks ago and he's doing fine, just fine. Eric Bischoff comes up and said, no, he had a cervical procedure and he's might get out of the hospital today. Well, I took a lot of shrapnel yesterday because people don't want to believe what I have to say. I think now it's been pretty much confirmed what I said yesterday was truthful. Maybe not he's going to die or he's on death's doorstep, but family members are being asked to come see him. I can say that. And so with that being said, and I want to make sure I say this, I want to make sure I cover my ass and make sure I don't get ahead of myself too much. But, I've been told, I don't know it necessarily to be true, but allegedly
from a reliable source.
From a reliable source, and this is what has me concerned about Hulk Hogan potentially not being with us, because it's my understanding when this happens medically, it is what they call sometimes the kiss of death. And from a reliable source, I've been told that Hulk Hogan is on a ventilator.
Oh.
And I think that, listen, in the 2 people I've lost in the last 3 years, that was the kiss of death when you put a person on a ventilator. Now, it could very well be false. He could very well have maybe been on a ventilator and he's not on one now. Or he could still be on that ventilator, or he never was on a ventilator. But, the information that I got yesterday was truthful and factual. So I don't know why this wouldn't be. And I think, Brian, you being a personal injury attorney and, having knowledge of medical procedures and things like that, that when they put somebody on a ventilator, it's not good.
Well, no, generally speaking, if you need assistance in breathing, things are not going well for you.
I've been told the reason why he needs a ventilator from my source, and again, I hope, even though Hogan hates me, and even though we have this history, and I'm certainly not on his best friends list anymore. I hope and pray for his longevity that this is not true, that this is the information that I got that's not true, that's been embellished or is old, and he maybe was on a ventilator, but he's now, gotten better and is off a ventilator. But I've been told that he was on a ventilator, and the reason why, and again, he could be off of it now, is that he couldn't push the carbon monoxide, he could not expel that from his lungs. He was having an issue. I guess when you breathe, I don't know anything about lungs. I don't know anything about ventilators. I don't know anything about any of it. But from what I've been told, that, when you breathe, you also expel carbon monoxide. And that is or was or could be his potential problem as to why he's on a ventilator. Now, it's got his entire inner circle freaked out. That's what leads me to believe that he still may be on one. Or maybe he, for lack of a better term, hulked up and through medicine and through medical procedures and through expert doctor's care, you can bet that he's got the best. I know what hospital he's at. I'm not going to disclose that, but through really good doctors and very smart people, maybe they've been able to fine tune his heart situation and get it working so that he doesn't have to be on one. But that's what I was told.
And was that yesterday?
That was yesterday afternoon. I actually wanted to go on the air like it's at 6. I wanted to come down to the studios at 6 o'clock at night and say, or go live from my cell phone and say, hey, but I wanted to save it for the show because I wanted a whole day to be able to bask in the fact that I was right yesterday. Now, I may be wrong today, and let's hope that I am.
So what do you get out of being right in all this? That's my question. Like, do you get personal satisfaction?
No,
what is it?
I mean, listen, if you're a person that creates content and you can get the scoop on something that's this big of a story, then as a journalist or as a talk show host or a content provider or whatever the hell I am.
So it's like professionally. It's not like you get personal satisfaction.
Oh
out
my
of this.
God, no! I mean, I don't want any of this. I hope that I would love for Eric Bischoff's statement to be correct, and that is this was a cervical situation, and he's going home later tonight. This doesn't come from a point. It doesn't come from a place of madness, or I've accepted the fact that Hogan will never be my friend and that he thinks I, am the biggest scum known to earth. I just happen to have some still pretty close, ties to his inner circle, and was yesterday given correct information that everybody. I mean, Brian, you saw it early on and clear up until, the Us magazine. I was I was the biggest dick in the entire world yesterday. I mean, all the names they called me. He's a fake news, fraud, the whole 9 yards.
It was the Ayatollah and then Bubba that was trending in the hate category.
Right, exactly.
Yesterday.
And I think I might have been a few points ahead of the Ayatollah.
Yes, at one point, yes.
Yes.
But I think you feel differently today than you did yesterday, because now I feel like you need to prove the validity of what you said yesterday and today.
Well, I mean, I think today proves, after all of the reports that we have gotten on the overnight and yesterday afternoon, proves that the information, I'm not saying the information I'm giving out now, but the information that I gave out yesterday was more truthful than not. It was a heart issue, and he is in the hospital. And it had nothing to do with his neck, nothing to do with his back, nothing to do with his cervical situation. It was a heart issue. And again, look, I have Celebrity News, Us magazine pulled up. Hulk Hogan recovering from a pretty serious heart surgery. That's pretty much what I said yesterday. Now, I was told yesterday that he was on a ventilator. But I didn't say that yesterday because I thought that would just completely blow people's minds. So I've been sitting on that for a few days.
A few days?
Well, I mean, yesterday, all, let me see, what's today? Thursday? So Tuesday night, I knew it. Yesterday, Wednesday, I came out with he's in trouble. He's not doing so swell.
Have you gotten an update since Tuesday night from your source?
Yes, last night.
And what was that status quo still? I mean, has anything changed in his condition? Like what's the?
That's the latest, is that he's on a ventilator.
But he was on a ventilator Tuesday, you said.
But I wasn't prepared to give that. I wasn't prepared to give that information on Tuesday for, in fact, that would be just blowing everybody's mind.
Yeah, you didn't want to blow everybody's mind, right?
No, of course not.
This is a 2-part mind blower.
And I'll continue to give you updates. And here's the thing, Hogan's reps, Hogan's representatives, Eric Bischoff, prove me wrong. Not just with words saying, obviously Terry's reps lie, right? We've established that. They lie.
Well, he could have also had a neck and back procedure at some point, so they could be bending the truth magically.
Yeah. But Brian, you're what you said. The reason why Hogan's reps are treading lightly on this and maybe not being forthright in what's really happening is because there's investors. There's tens of millions of dollars of investors and startup companies, whether it be the beer company, whether it be he's a brand that is backed by millions of dollars. And when you have something this catastrophic that's potentially happening to the face of your brand, people get freaked out. This isn't just Hulk Hogan, who's retired and lives, in Clearwater Beach and watches the sunset every night and counts his, $56 million. This is Hulk Hogan that's, in Grand Rapids, Michigan on Saturday, Green Bay, Wisconsin on Sunday, Milwaukee on Monday, all doing in-store liquor appearances for his brand new beer brand that he's promoting, along with his new wrestling league, along with, his new sports bar at Madison Square Garden. So, I'm trying to be as irresponsible as you think I'm trying to be. I'm not. I'm just giving you the information that I'm getting that could be wrong. But don't call me names and don't, wish death upon me and call me fake news and a fat ass and everything that you've called me, disgusting, HIPAA violation. Hogan's going to sue you for HIPAA violations. I'm only telling you what the information. I'm a journalist at this point that's giving you information about arguably one of the most popular men in the world. At least during our lifetime, one of the top 5 most popular people in the world that happens to be going through, I think, a very difficult time medically.
Top 5 actors also.
And Suburban Commando was
Mr.
second.
Nanny.
Yes, the best. Santa with muscles.
I like No Holds Barred, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure, Lummy, I'm going to go into words so
Rocky.
I'm not late.
Cretan Travis, $200.
Oh my God. But I want to make sure everybody knows I could be wrong. And my source that I talked to yesterday said that he could have been taken off of it.
But for all I know, you may be right.
But you trying to make a song about it?
I think they did. Billy Joel, right?
Yes.
But you may be wrong.
But here's the deal.
Here's another song about this. Hulk on a ventilator, filling his lungs because he can't breathe on his own. Hulk on a ventilator. It's a love in an elevator,
I don't think that's going to make people like us anymore on the information we're trying to give them.
Let me cut that out when you send it to TMZ.
Yeah, exactly.
On it.
But here's the deal. Hey, I'm just giving you the information I got, and Hulk Hogan being on a ventilator is big news, and being on a ventilator is not good. And
you got to keep him respirating.
Offspring.
And so, what are the Hulk reps going to say now? And why don't you take a picture of him? Take a picture of him not on a respirator. I'm sorry, ventilator.
With a sign that says, "Hi, Bubba," and with the date.
Well, I don't know.
Just a newspaper would do it for Bubba.
But I mean, Brian, you know that when they go to the vent.
Why don't we send Lummy down to the hospital?
No, I don't want to do any of that.
Why not?
I just want to be the journalist that I'm trying to be.
That's real journalism.
No, we're not doing that.
You could check in from the cafeteria.
It's Lummy, and I've been asking everybody here that's serving if Hogan is really on a ventilator or not.
T-shirt,
but
$20.
I can't seem to get close to the room.
Well,
we're not doing any
I
of that.
got one cease and desist from him, so I'll do it for another one.
We're not doing any of that zookeeper, break into the hotel.
That's nothing zookeeper about that. That's hard-hitting reporting, man.
You know what? For those hard-hitting journalists that potentially know what hotel, what hospital he's in, you know what, Lummy? Us Weekly, Us Magazine, they were able to get to the bottom of the truth yesterday. Maybe I am just, you know what? I'm just leading you guys down a path of questions to start asking, because that's what I was told. And you know what? I'm going to end it with this before I go into words, and Lummy will be actually, maybe I should take a few phone calls. But yeah. I hope I'm wrong, because my source did tell me that there's a chance he's off of it now, and he was only on it for 3 or 4 days, and he could be off of it now, and that would be the best news ever, that he beat it. He was able to beat whatever ailment caused him to have to be on a ventilator.
You know, there's a song for that, Beat It. I'm just saying.
Hello, who's this?
LH.
Hi, LH.
Hey, how you doing this morning, Bubba?
Good.
Hey, I gotta let you know, I was listening to you yesterday. See, what they talking about when you say your source gave you the information, that the way you was talking yesterday morning, you did say he was at them pearly gates. I mean, you start talking like you breaking it. Oh, man, you felt so bad. And then self-action, you say, if something did happen, how would you say I'll be torn? What they talk, and you didn't mention nothing about heart surgery yesterday morning. You did say the neck and back. But
no, he did say heart.
LH, you're wrong on that.
You get new information. I'm telling you, I didn't hear nothing.
Well,
maybe
good.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, you can continue to be wrong. I'm done with you, okay, bud? I don't have time to argue with you. Look at your copious notes that you take of the show and realize that I did mention that he had heart health situations yesterday, okay? I'm not in the mood for it. I'm already, treading on thin ice right now. Hated by everybody. Somebody has to give this information. What if Channel 10 was giving it to you? Do you hate them less, or do you hate me more because of because of me and Terry's history? And Brian, journalists are wrong all the time, are they not?
People get stories wrong all the time.
Right. I think I've couched it several times by saying I hope to God I am wrong.
I mean, you have a reliable source that's giving you information that's being confirmed by other sources.
At least
Us Weekly absolutely had a confirmation. We absolutely have a confirmation from Eric Bischoff that he was in the hospital and hoped to be released soon. I mean, there's absolutely pieces of truth, regardless of what you're saying, that have been confirmed by multiple sources now.
Right.
To what your original statement was.
Hi, who's this?
Mike from Niceville.
Hi, Mike.
I was coming in a little late on the Caitlin Clark deal. The girl that stood up for her played football in high school.
Yeah, we
you're coming in really late, buddy.
Yeah, we
go back about half an hour.
We already covered that, and she was a kicker. Yeah, we covered that.
Yeah.
And Bubba thinks he could have pancaked her.
I do think I could have. And finally, before I go to words, hello.
Hello.
And we come back with the Karen Reed story, because I've said what I was going to say with regards to Hogan, and that's what you're getting. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I just wanted to express how impressed I am with your level of maturity, and how much you've changed, and you're really showing a lot of class by reporting this in the manner that you are. And good on you, Bubba, for doing that.
God, I love you. Thank you so much for being fair and honest and nice. Thank you.
No, I really noticed it when I tuned in this morning, and I thought, after everything that you've been through in your life, and I get it, and you're really showing a lot of class and dignity by reporting this in the way that you are. You're not crapping on the guy, and you're reporting it as is. And I think that's really important, and it speaks volumes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your words mean way more than you could ever imagine. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You as
Thank
well.
you.
From a female.
I know.
Wow.
The darkness of 100 trolls can be overcome by the light of one female listener.
Well, I mean, we need to make that a T-shirt immediately.
If you want to deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Hogan beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. On death's door, but still undefeated. Whew. Death came up to him, fought him all night. Hogan leg dropped him, won the whole fight. He beat it. Beat it, beat it.
Oh boy. Weird Al Matroni.
You like that one, right, Lummy? Do I get a minor pop out of you?
Yeah, of course.
What time are you going to the hospital?
I said it yesterday and I clipped 214.
You need to go in with like a gigantic old school camcorder too.
Somebody in chat said, death doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, I got a different idea for that job.
Yeah, I'm thinking, listen, hey, God, we need to change the angle on this dude.
Nope, Wayne, sorry, not going to do it. You can always listen to something else.
Close.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing, my friends.
Hold on, Tommy, good morning.
Wait, I mean, they should be on that one.
They definitely should be. It's clipped up, put on their X.
We don't make much money on our X, so get it where we.
It goes everywhere. It was clipped. They put it on there.
I know, but we make our most money on Face, and and you guys, you know what to do. I'm fucking late to this party. You guys know what to do. I'm not even gonna act like I know what I'm talking about because I don't.
It's on all our platforms. I was just saying because
no, I know, Lover.
Pulls it on X.
I know, love. I got you. You and Gary 1, Bubba 0. Say it.
Oh no!
What time's our call today? 12:30.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the Veil's kind of good.
And then Unsigned Band at 9:15, 9:20.
Okay. Well, it's is it Kendall Schaefer? Kendall Schaefer.
Fair.
Yeah.
Beer I Go.
Beer I Go is the name of the song. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Do you know that Fall Out Boy does a cover of Beat It?
Yes.
With John Mayer on the guitar?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Shreds.
Shreds?
Shreds makes you want to dance. It makes you want to sing. It makes you feel
Shreds so hard I had a block of cheese. I ended up with a bag of shredded cheese.
That's good. You should go right for Drake. So.
Shred so hard motherfuckers want to find me. But first they gotta find me.
But I know that Jay-Z.
Yeah, say the title of the song.
Brothers in Paris.
Where's my gray hair? I have a few. I've got like 4 on each side of my head.
I did it. I was trying.
In order to be the neighborhood watch that he is, he plucks his grays. He doesn't want to show any weakness. That's Neighborhood Command Center.
Neighborhood Command Center.
I don't pluck my grays, and I don't use just for men. I use just for women because I do it for them.
Oh my God!
Not some
Man, he's on fucking.
Oh my god! You can tell he's been off for a couple weeks.
I'm all gummed up, ready to blow.
He is.
His poor family's been subjected to his witticisms.
She filed for divorce. Dan and I are going to share a condo.
Wow. Oh man, this guy's hilarious.
I only nair my anus.
Nair is no good, man. Nair is.
I've never used it. I've never been around it.
I have. It smells like burning hair.
Ugh. We'll talk about my trip on the Blizzard. So subscribe to YouTube. You can watch it live. And
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Let me just because I like to revel in it.
Yes.
And when I'm feeling down, be able to access it and play it. Can you send me that female call? Best call I've had in 5 years.
All right.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Gonna go pleasure myself to that later.
Yeah, exactly. Be able to exactly.
I'm so classy. You're gonna stare in the mirror and say, "Who's a classy boy?"
Oh my god. This guy's unhinged today, Bubba.
He is.
Might have to cancel the Blizzard.
And it's tough to deal with him when he's unhinged. It's tough to manage him.
But you can do it because you have so much class, Bubba.
Thank you.
But he's like a schoolboy who just snorted a bunch of pixie sticks.
No, a bunch of cocaine.
That too.
What school are you going to?
So the Karen Reed deal.
Crazy.
Brian, I don't know who Turtle Boy is. I don't know anything other than this, and I need you to help me fill in because Phoebe's not available. But it was a woman named Karen Reed. She was driving a car.
Yes.
And
well, yeah, it's a little more complicated.
No, so, can I just throw it over to you to go ahead and
sure? I'll give you what I understand the rundown to be.
Okay, then set up Turtle Boy because
I don't know who Turtle Boy is.
Well, it said Turtle Boy says Karen Reed being not guilty couldn't be more obvious.
I don't know who Turtle Boy is.
Oh,
he doesn't sound. He sounds like a social media personality.
No, I think
Phoebe never mentioned a Turtle Boy to me.
I don't know that Turtle Boy has any involvement.
Should I maybe play the Turtle Boy?
Is it the Turtle Boy like I Love Turtles? Is it that kid?
I don't know.
Who else is Turtle Boy? Is it Michelangelo? Leonardo?
Jesus Christ! I can't even answer because you just keep shotgunning me with possibilities as I'm trying to answer. God damn! Help me out, lover.
Is that Turtle Boy?
I was going to say, why don't you let me play Turtle Boy's piece so we can find out who Turtle Boy is in the Karen Reed deal, and maybe you can do a workaround.
You got video of Turtle Boy's piece?
So, Bubba, that guy was Turtle Boy. He's a blogger known as Turtle Boy.
What the hell's happening?
Let me play Turtle Boy.
He got found not guilty.
Turtle Boy, can I ask you a question? Hey, this is actually Turtle Boy. You brought this case to the forefront here. They're screaming your name here. How are you feeling?
Brought this case to the forefront. Is that am I assuming he's the one that
he was blogging about it?
Okay, that made this a popular case.
Yes.
Okay.
About the verdict.
Overcome with emotion. It's the happiest I've ever felt. You know, I want to cry. I want to be happy. It hasn't really set in yet.
Explain to people nationwide why this.
Look at the little hippie blonde in the background. You guys looking?
Yeah, but I do have to say it's good to see Turtle Boy come out of his shell and be able to celebrate this big moment for himself.
This case resonates so much with so many people.
Because she's quite clearly not guilty. It couldn't be more obvious. You couldn't get this amount of people to come out and support somebody if there was any doubt.
Hey, I had that many people come out when I was found not guilty for killing the pig.
OJ had a lot of people out for him too. I don't know that the number of people.
From the beginning that she was innocent. It's a crime that she had to go through what she went through just to get here. But this is justice. This should have happened a long time ago, and we are just overcome with emotion. And I can't thank the jury enough for seeing through the lies, seeing through the misinformation that came out of Hank Brennan's mouth.
What do you make of? How did this happen? How did you, Turtle Boy, the blogger, make this into such
I'm a journalist. I'm not a
journalist. No, sorry, I apologize.
Wow. Yeah. See, I'm not a radio personality. I'm a journalist. That's why I'm able to report the Hogan
Wow,
stuff.
blogger was almost like his N-word.
I know,
man.
and
that was almost like a trigger.
And I gotta say, this story, I think now we can call him Turtle Man.
How did you make this? How do you?
I'm still enamored with the hippie chick in the back.
So Turtle Girl back
so much
there?
momentum.
Maybe that's Turtle Groupie.
By the way, this was Karen's second trial, correct?
Yeah, they had a hung jury the first time.
Was a mistrial.
Yeah, and
you take me back to the moment where you thought this was different.
So the first time I wrote my first story, the Canton cover-up, I've done 520 installments now. My part 1, April 18th, 2023. When I dropped that, it exploded. I got 500,000 views on that one. I did my first show on it. Record-setting audience, and I realized this is a story that's resonating with people because it's outrageous. And none of these people are protesters. None of these people go and participate in political protests, nothing like that. These are just people who are just outraged because they can see their daughter or their sister or their mother, it could be Karen Reed, and they're saying, no, we're not going to sit there in silence and watch an innocent woman be put in shackles. We're not going to allow it. And we raised over $1 million for a legal defense fund.
He looks like a lost Manning brother.
We did.
Like who?
He looks like a lost Manning brother.
He looks like if you took Manning and the former coach of the Saints and mashed them together.
Sean Payton. We raised awareness.
He's a Peyton. He's a Peyton.
He's Sean Payton Manning.
And that is why you are seeing this beautiful thing here right now.
And ultimately, what do you think did it for this jury?
John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car. I mean, that's what the science. How many doctors do you need to be told that John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car before you realize that John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car?
What about John O'Keefe's family?
I mean, hopefully one day they open their eyes and realize that they have surrounded themselves with the people who murdered their son. Hopefully, I mean, I somewhat feel bad for them, but, they're making the choice.
Man, there's a lot of people there. So, Brian.
That guy was arrested multiple times for witness intimidation.
Turtle Boy?
Yeah. He served 60 days in jail.
So,
too.
Brian, let's go ahead and rewind, circle back to the start of the Karen Reed. Like, who's Karen Reed? What happened? She was just go ahead.
Karen Reed was the girlfriend of John O'Keefe, who was a Boston police officer. January 28th of 2022, she supposedly drove John to around 12:30 a.m. or later. Drove John to a friend's house where a bunch of police officers were having a gathering, a party at a house. Okay. She then claims that she drove off and arrived at home. And then later that morning, around 6 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m., realized that John was not home. She calls up her friends and says, "Oh my God, John's not home. I'm afraid he might be dead." Two separate friends testified that those were her statements. She then gets into her car.
Hold on. So she got 2 calls.
No, she called 2 people.
Okay,
let me break it down, and then we can unwind the questions you have.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because this is complicated. So she then drives back to the scene where
the party was,
and finds John O'Keefe laying motionless on the ground, having suffered severe injuries to his arms and his face.
Like on the sidewalk or on the driveway or on the road in front of the house?
Like off the curb in the grass in front of the house.
Okay.
He's covered in snow. She tries to resuscitate him. No luck. He's dead. The police come to the scene, investigate. They suspect her all of a sudden of it. She does make some statements that are questionable, but not necessarily totally incriminating. She had also apparently, after she dropped him off, left a very emotional voicemail for him where she screamed that she hated him. Now, she had been drinking that night. When her blood was tested later that next morning, or the same day, but later that morning, she was still at a 0.08 at 9 a.m., which means that she was probably at a 0.2 or 0.3 at the time
when she dropped
him off.
Right.
She admits that she cannot remember all of the details. Now, the prosecution and the police present this case where this is their theory, that she had run him over with her car in anger and left him out there to die.
While picking him up?
No, while dropping him off.
Oh, while dropping him off.
While dropping him off.
Okay.
And run over him in anger, left him there to die. and then drove home and then freaked out the next day when she realized what she had done when she came to.
Did her car have any?
Now, her car, the right rear tail light was broken.
Okay.
They impounded her vehicle and found the right rear tail light was broken. But here's the weird part. When they initially searched the scene, police found no evidence of that broken rear tail light. Then magically, 2 hours after they had closed the scene, they go back to the scene, and not only do they find pieces of the taillight, but they find pieces of the taillight in John's shirt. Okay?
Second time.
Yes. They're also so now let's go to the people at the party. So he gets dropped off supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
These people left between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning, supposedly left the party. None of them claimed to have seen John O'Keefe lying in the driveway in the front yard there as they left.
Now, was he even at the party? Did anybody testify that he was ever at the party ever?
No.
Okay.
So
he never made it to the party.
Oddly, one of the officers who was there at the party left the party supposedly at 1:30 to go back to the precinct to do some Saturday early morning paperwork after being drunk at a party, which does not make much sense.
No.
Additionally, there were one of the people who were at the party, who she was friends with, did a search on her phone at 2:30 in the morning on how long it takes for somebody to die in the cold.
Oh my God!
Who did that search?
One of the friends that Karen had talked to.
All right.
Had before Karen called her at 2:30 in the morning done this search. Additionally, there are numerous text messages and phone calls that were deleted from her phone between 2:30 and 6 a.m.
I got to tell you, man, it doesn't look so good for her on the surface.
For who?
Karen.
What? I'm giving you all the evidence that's in her favor right now.
No, I'm just saying, she's got friends that are Googling how long.
But this is before they even know that of what could have happened.
This was Bubba. Somebody else killed him and set her up.
That's what it's looking like, because the injuries that he sustained to his face, he had broken bones in his face and lacerations on his face.
And since they were cops, they could do the setup far more efficiently because they're cops and they know how to do that stuff.
Right.
Right.
And also, his arm had a bunch of crazy lacerations on them that they were never able to positively confirm how those lacerations occurred. Deep cuts. So apparently there was one guy, a cousin of the homeowner, who was also a cop. The homeowner was a cop that he was going to see, his buddy. That guy's cousin was there, and apparently him and O'Keefe had problems in the past as well. Also, following all of this investigation, when subpoenas were issued, the FBI got involved, the Department of Justice, because they're like, there's a lot of inconsistencies in these police stories. They suppressed evidence. The state attorneys never turned over the fact that there were deleted text messages and phone call logs from the phone, even though they were aware of it. So the DOJ gets involved. They write up this huge report that pokes a lot of holes in the prosecution's attempted case on this. And ultimately, Karen Reed stood trial the first time to a hung jury. Second time, found not guilty of everything except driving under the influence, because she had her blood alcohol tested and was clearly driving, admitted to driving, and was found to be intoxicated. So she got a DUI out of all of this.
She got a DUI, but she didn't hit. She wasn't part of a DUI because she hit somebody or hit a mailbox or anything like that, or got pulled over while doing it. She just got one after the fact because she took a test.
Yes, and what's interesting as well is that on her way, because she was still a little bit tipsy and tired in the morning, on her way, I guess they got video of her from leaving her house to going to there. She does back into another vehicle, which would explain...
Which could cause the broken taillight.
The broken taillight, exactly. And there's a lot of people who question whether the fragments of the taillight that were found were even from her vehicle at all. So a lot going on there. Very hard to get a conviction in a case like this. I mean, that's just like an overhead version of it. There's people that know this case. I'm sure
inside and out
would be able to shed a lot of light on it.
So the first time that they try her, they get a hung trial or a mistrial.
Yes,
hung, miss. Well, right. And then they take another shot at it, and I know that you will, and I know this to be truthful, but I know you'll validate it because this is, you're an attorney, but usually the second shot isn't as favorable for the defense, and the prosecution usually has a better shot at it the second time because they can take what they did wrong, refine it, and manipulate it a little bit. And so usually it doesn't usually statistically go in the favor of the defense as much on the second time. Am I correct on that?
Well, a lot of times they won't even go for a second. Like the prosecution won't even go for a second bite at the apple. They'll just say, you know what, we're going to null process because we're not going to spend the time and money when we couldn't convince a jury the first time.
This one cost $4 million, so they're done. They're not doing any more.
Well,
she was found not guilty.
She was found not guilty.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm saying they're not going to go. They're not going to go after like the cops. They're not going to go. They're not going to like keep trying to find the killer.
Yeah,
like,
here's the thing though. There's a bunch of housewives in Massachusetts that aren't going to stop.
Yeah,
and around the country. So this story is not going anywhere. The John O'Keefe murder mystery will continue.
Now, what's O'Keefe's family? Are they full hot on the deal?
They think Karen Reed did it.
Right.
They believe that Karen Reed. But here's the thing that can't really be explained away. So a couple of other facts that I omitted when I gave you the first part of the story. Supposedly between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning, there were 12 people at the house. They all leave. None of them see him lying by the curb there. Okay. Then at some point in time, a snowplower and a neighbor or some other person drives by and they said they didn't see anybody out there. When Karen Reed arrives, his body's covered in snow by that point because it had snowed overnight. So but at the time when these people were leaving, they would have seen a body lying at the front curb there. I mean, and
so
none of them did anything.
Is it people's opinion that he was killed and then somewhere else and then
killed in the house?
Yeah, the house, and
killed in the house and then placed there for her, and then her called to come pick him up, and then the setup starts there.
Well, she doesn't get called to come pick him up. No, she wakes up in the morning and he's not home, and she freaks out about it.
So they place the body, whenever outside, knowing that she's potentially going to come pick him up whenever. And then that's when the fix is in, so to speak.
They think those marks, Brian, that you're saying that they couldn't say was the dog biting.
Except they did DNA testing on it, and they did not find any evidence of canine saliva. So that's why I said it's a mystery.
I got a trivia question for you. What is a bite expert? A forensic odontologist. How about that for you, buddy?
Wow.
Can I get a little something?
That's some breaking news right there.
I know
TMZ.
that. Do you know where I got that from? The West Memphis 3 case.
Oh yeah,
remember those guys?
Yeah.
And the bite marks on the victim's back did not match any of the 3 boys, according to a forensic.
Yeah, and then the other guy had fake teeth. The one that probably did it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but they still, that one guy was up to be killed. That one kid was to be executed.
Yeah, Henry Rollins has been a big proponent, and Brent Hatley.
Yes, big time. And I think they all are walking the streets free, but I think they had to cop to something so that the state couldn't get sued civilly.
Yeah, they didn't want to have to pay them each $5 million to copy.
They had to cop to like some kind of you know it better than I do. They had to cop to something saying that they kind of did it, but everybody knows that they didn't do it. The West Memphis 3.
Yep.
They certainly didn't find canine saliva, but they found pig DNA.
Pig DNA.
Which, that's what's confusing.
That was just a wild boar that did that.
That was just one of the heavier girls that were there. One of the badge bunnies. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. I won a prize tag yesterday. I was just making sure that my confirmation email went through. Don't mean to hold y'all up.
You were doing what now?
I won a prize tag yesterday. I just wanted to make sure that my email went through. Tell me.
I'll get it off the air.
I'll
get off the air.
Let me get it off the air for you, okay? So, Brian, I don't understand this, and it seems very scattered and not organized, and I don't know if this is the state attorney that is now polling the jury. Have you seen this?
No, I think this is the way they read the verdict.
Okay, because different states do it a different way.
Yeah,
like, some states, the jury foreman will hand the verdict to the judge, and the judge will ask him is this your verdict? He'll say, yes, it is.
In some courts, the clerk does it. In some, the foreman reads it.
Right. In some cases, the woman, the woman or man that helps the judge, who's his clerk, him or her reads it. Sometimes the judge reads it. Sometimes the actual jury foreman gets up and reads it.
See, I think in big cases like this, they should get Bruce Buffer in there, and that would really build it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you
It's time!
Are you ready for a verdict?
On count one, whether or not Karen Reed committed the act of manslaughter by vehicular homicide, the jury finds not guilty.
All right, so
that would be amazing.
So I think, I don't know, this had me lost. I'm going to play it.
Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you?
Charlie.
No,
See,
no.
the poor foreman doesn't even know the formatics of what he's supposed to say. I think you're supposed to say, so say me, all right? I mean...
So say me.
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you?
Charlie.
No. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do all of you agree?
Yes.
Thank you. 002. What say is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Of.
Like they look, Brian, they look completely lost.
Yeah,
they don't have any idea.
But she knows, right?
of the formatics of what's supposed to be going on.
She knows on the counts that they're reading, but there's multiple counts that they could have gotten her on.
Now she's right here, correct? Right?
Yeah, that's her.
Between the two attorneys?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Hold on.
And you'll be
Do all
happy
of you
that she's
agree?
attractive, so that's good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. 002. What say is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Of.
Is not guilty or guilty of that charge or any lesser included charge?
Lesser included.
Thank you. Specifically, number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle, the blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct?
Yes.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty.
So say you all?
Yes. Guilty.
003. What say is the
So now the lawyers whispered in her ear, okay, so they got you, you're good on the manslaughter, but they got you on a DUI.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what he's saying to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
defendant at the bar leaving the scene
She's like, I can live with that.
after accident resulting in death? Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all? Jurors, hearken.
Man, so
You hear that pop?
my God.
Jeez.
It was like John Cena walked out.
It was- dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
The verdict as the court records it. You upon
Now, Brian, was that third charge the most important?
Well, that was the one that confirmed that she wasn't going to be serving any real time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
she's not real time. She's not going to be serving any time.
There were 3 counts. They found her one, which was just basically DUI. So this one, the final one, which everybody popped on, was did she drive away from a potential...
But she committed DUI.
Yeah, but, well, no.
Oh, the third one?
Did you drive away from a vehicular manslaughter? Or
Right,
something?
yeah.
say
You're
you
kidding.
all?
Yes. Guilty.
003. What say is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you all? Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records it. You upon your oath say the defendant on 001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty.
Man, Brian, you could hear them on the outside going crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a huge pop.
Wow.
Actually, that's not even the women outside. That was Phoebe from St. Pete. And that's how.
All right, jurors, everybody please be seated. Jurors, we thank you for your service. We're going to send you back. Your service is complete. I'd like to come back and talk to you for a little bit afterwards. So thank you very much.
All rise. Jurors, follow me.
Now, Brian, did she ever do any jail? Did they incarcerate her?
I think she was locked up for a while.
I think
she was locked up the whole time.
She was?
I'm pretty sure.
I think she was, because I heard one press conference say she doesn't belong in shackles. She belongs to be free, assuming that she's been in shackles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For what, 3 years? Now, Brian, when they get you on a mistrial, do they reshackle you and put you back in if they're going for round 2?
I guess they can. I mean, I imagine by that point she was out.
You would think they would grant you a bond at least for that, right?
And I think she was bonded out. I don't know that she was locked up this whole time, but I don't know.
Will you look and see the time that Karen Reed was locked up?
She posted $80,000 to stay out of jail.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard a pop like that since New Kids on the Block. And wasn't this in Boston? Yeah. And then, Lummy, this is her walking out of the courthouse, and it is literally like a rock star walking out. And these are, Brian, again, like I think the guy said, these aren't women that are out protesting the No Kings deal or the immigration deal or Israel deal or the Iran. This is just your average, woman who thinks that this woman got railroaded and does not belong in jail. There's no political affiliations involved in this situation at all. These are just, Phoebes. And, these are just Phoebes.
It's hard to believe the only person who served hard time in this is Turtle Boy.
60 days.
I mean, I've never this reaction. Now, do you think the cops are all mad at her and all hate her?
Yeah, because they know that they're dirty and they didn't get away with this one.
Mm-hmm. I like the little pantsuit ensemble. I like that.
I knew you would.
Now he's warming up to her.
Yeah. I don't think she could hurt a fly.
I don't think she even owns a fly swatter.
I just want to say 2 things. Number 1 is I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have supported me and my team financially and, more importantly, emotionally for almost 4 years.
But most importantly, financially.
What's that?
But most importantly, financially.
Yeah, the GoFundMe is the reason why I had
$1 million.
I had the dream team.
All I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team. Thank you.
Now, was there
High football rules?
Was there a history of them not getting along? Were they going through a divorce?
They said they broke up that day.
They had a tumultuous relationship, but here's the thing:
we all do.
Yeah, I'm not dropping people off at parties that I absolutely deplore. I'm not being their drunken chauffeur, bringing them to their friend's house. That's not happening.
They said they broke up that day and they got into a fight after the bar.
Dude, I got divorced twice last weekend. Like, no big deal.
You're listening to the Bubba The Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba The Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
That's why he's one of the legends. St. Pete legend here, folks.
I'd like to thank you guys for the financial support over the years. Most importantly, the financial support.
And most importantly, moving forward, the financial support.
Yes.
Do you want to do the unsigned band next?
I don't know. I think the emotional support Bubba got today was just as big for him.
I'm not seeing.
You can keep your $250, Creed Team Travis. I need some more
I
ladies
haven't
calling
seen
up
any
telling me
hate
I'm a
yet, but I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Is there?
No, I'm looking for it.
What's the name of this song that we're listening to? Beer for the party or
beer?
Let me. Do I do another story and we take it to 20?
Why don't you get us another Hogan update?
So you mean I can tell Jay from New Orleans.
I mean, I'd rather do it like at 20. I'd rather go in at 20, have him come back at 25. That takes me out.
Take it to the end.
Yeah. Take me out, dun 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 dun. Sorry. Actually, I'm not. I gotta find.
Knock, knocking on
I want to play. I want to do
door.
it that way, Lummy, because I'm way ahead. Oh Lordy. So I'll do them at 25, Lummy.
Okay.
Hey Brian, what's the deal with the lawyers? Like, did she do like GoFundMe stuff, or would they like take the case because they knew how popular it was and they would get the
publicity from it? Yeah, some lawyers will do that, but they apparently raised $1 million for her on GoFundMe.
Turtle Boy did.
Turtle Boy and the what were we gonna call them? The Readaholics.
I think Turtle Boy's trying to fuck.
I think she owes him at least a BJ.
Oh, God.
At least an HJ.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean,
They're going to jail for her?
She would be in prison. She'd be in prison if it wasn't for Turtle Boy.
She needs to do a Bonnie Blue with her whole legal team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is disrespectful to a free woman.
You actually get really mad at you.
What's going on here?
At graduation. He's showing off how he used.
I'm going to ask Brian's opinion on that.
How he used AI to write his final paper.
I wouldn't. I mean, that's a dumb move. But
what is it? It's too late. Like he got
I bet you there's some provision. I bet where they can. Was it high school?
Brian,
or was
it
it college?
stop. It was college, and I want your opinion. Is if you can be a dick, and can they still yoke it from you? And I think I want your opinion on that. So that's where I'm going with it.
Gazook. 75 months. Casino Spanny, 54 months.
I thought gas was down to $1.98 a gallon. What happened?
What do you think was a busier day at the law office? Karen Reed's lawyers today, or babyface after he won Lawyer of the Year last year from Creative Loafing?
Oh, the day after my big win was not a busy day for me.
With all the calls and the fanfare.
Yeah. That's all right. I've got some stories for the Blizzard that I'll share there, involving that and other things.
Brian's got stories about that and other things.
That's a hard tease right there. I'm gonna talk about that and other things after the break. We're jam-packed this morning.
Oh man. Karen.
She gives Karen a good name now. Now you're a Karen. You got off on all charges.
You give Karen a bad name.
A good name.
Could we make anything a song? You think?
Yeah, you two can. You should have a show actually where they just throw you a topic and then you two
put it in the song that works.
You too?
Yeah.
With or without you, Bubba? How are we doing this show? With or without you?
I mean, I could just be the straight guy that throws you the topic.
With or without you, Sponjo.
With or without.
It's summer while you're out burning your balls. We are sweating the bills. Executive producer Lumex has the most efficient way you can support the show. Put the balls back in your pants, Bubba Army. And hit up BubbaArmyTips.com. Yes, BubbaArmyTips.com. Get the most bang for your buck and put a smile on Lummy's face. Now back to the show.
Lummy, we do have an unsigned band review today. It's the Kendall. Is it Kendall Schaefer?
Yes.
Country? Or
Yes,
is it the
country.
Kendall Schaefer band? Or is it just Kendall Schaefer?
It's Ashley Schaefer, BMW, and Kia.
Oh, remember that? Eastbound and down.
Feel it in my plums.
Feeling my plums.
And then he had those really hot looking sluts that were doing finance. You remember?
Yeah. Let the boy watch. It's so good.
So let me. I probably need Macho Man to get me to get. Oh, there we go. I guess. Do we have it here on my button bar?
It will. He'll flip it back over.
All right. Yeah. Get it back over. I'm gonna get through a couple stories and then probably break about 20, 25, and then have them on. That'll be break 7, and then I can ride them clear to the top. If you're good with that. And who do we have on? Do we have Kendall Schaefer himself on?
Yes, and Jay, and I believe someone else. Jay from New Orleans.
So we have a 3-screen gimmick going on here, or are they all going to be on the same?
They're on the same.
Kendall Schaefer Country, born Kendall Schaefer of Prairie View, Louisiana, a student of great country greats like Keith Whitley and George Jones. Kendall is carrying their torch in this new generation.
Swamp music.
Kendall's music is whatever.
Go. Keep going.
Emblematic. I can't even say it.
Emblematic.
Yeah, there you go. Jesus
Embellamic.
Christ.
It's a new drug.
Emblematic. What the hell?
Emblematic.
Did you use AI to write this for you, buddy?
Emblematic. Everybody does.
I think Jay wrote this one.
Jay, shame on you on knowing that I have 6th grade math skill. I'm sorry.
Skills.
That too.
E plus M equals I can't say this word.
There you go. We'll have Kendall on here about 25 after or so. I know several police officers that are part of like a drug task force and things like that. And when they bust people, they have like the SWAT mask on and things like that because they don't want drug dealers or the Mexican cartel or whatever to know their identity. So a lot of police work involves wearing masks. It looks like not in California, and like the state that's closest and most, the most opportunistic of the cartel to be able to screw with cops. Cops should be able to wear masks during various cop work, and I guess California lawmakers shot that down, and cops are no longer can wear masks. So that's going to be on you. Whoever passed this law, the first time a cartel guy identifies a cop because he wasn't able to disguise himself and kills him.
Announced new legislation, Senate Bill 627, the No Secret Police Act. This is a very important and timely proposal to deal with the fact that we are seeing more and more law enforcement officers, particularly at the federal level, covering their faces entirely, not identifying themselves at all.
What's the problem with that?
Well, I mean, so the case in Minnesota kind of highlights a problem with that,
well, yeah,
right?
We got one case. We got one case.
Well, there's probably more cases than that, but a lot of people don't feel like there should be a secret police like that,
But hold on, just for the mere safety of some police officers and the type of police work they're doing, where they're busting drug dealers and stuff like that, they don't want the cartel or other high-ranking drug people to know their identity.
Yes, but as citizens, we have a right to not have secret police coming and grabbing us and not identifying themselves, not have wearing jeans and a flak jacket and a face mask grabbing you from your car.
And the file footage that they're showing us, that's not here at all. Every one of these people are identified as police.
At times even wearing army fatigues, where you can't tell are these law enforcement officers or...
God, California is so woke. Jesus.
A vigilante militia.
It's okay for you to be afraid of COVID and walk in and rob a CVS with a mask on. It's okay for you to fly with a mask on. It's okay for you as a consumer to disguise your identity, but it's not okay for a police agency that's on official business to disguise theirs.
Well, you have to identify yourself by pulling down your mask when you fly, even if
In
you're
addition,
wearing one.
We are seeing people who are impersonating law enforcement officials. And so this is also to try to discourage these imposters, these thugs that are engaging in...
the thugs that you mean that you won't prosecute if it's less than $1,000 as they break into the Adidas store?
Doesn't this guy have a tree to go back into and cook some cookies?
I think so.
Clearly illegal and clearly not authorized. So this is a very important step to hold law enforcement accountable.
God, they just have a whole nother way of thinking out there, don't they?
To keep our community safe in California. And we are committed to move this bill forward this year. It's time critical. It is important that we put this.
SCO says, Jesus, Bubba, you just need to stop. Stop doing what?
Just stop.
This in place now.
If you start having a system where law enforcement officers are like, moving towards like stormtroopers in Star Wars, where they're, when I was a kid, I remember thinking that, stormtroopers were all robots. They're not. They're people who wore,
what nerds we got going up
covered
here.
everything up.
Yeah. You got to use better analogies and start.
We don't
want to
move.
The crowd that way.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I remember. And then what's next? They're going to be Sith overlords, and that's not going to be good for us.
Where law enforcement becomes almost like an occupying army, disconnected from the community, and that's what it is when you start hiding their face, hiding the identity, and that's why in San Francisco and in so many local communities, law enforcement officers, they don't cover their faces. They have their name and their badge number on their uniform, so you can see who's interacting with you or who's arresting you. And I understand. I don't want anyone to be doxxed, and there are rules.
Let me go ahead and give you my driver's license, where I live, and the kind of car I drive too.
There's plenty of legislation that protects the address of police officers and things like that.
Boy, it's a totally different society that we're going to be living in if we get to the point where it is considered acceptable for law enforcement officers to be anonymous.
Whatever.
I agree. There's, I think, a sensible solution to all of this, but I do agree in part with most law enforcement officers not having to. If you're dealing with the cartel, and if you're deep undercover, that's one thing.
And Brian, I feel the same way you do. 95% of all police work, the guy that pulls you over on the side of the road, badge number and name clearly shown. Yes, no mask. I completely agree with you. But there are instances where they need to be, undercover. That's any other undercover operation needs to be undercover.
I don't think ICE officers making street level arrests need that protection.
Agreed. I agree with that. I do.
Actor on one of the.
So here's the thing, man. If you've had
filmmakers shows,
it seems as though now, man, with the P. Diddy deal and the R. Kelly deal, and just if you're a girl and you had sex with somebody famous, actor, musician, whatever, you just got to say that you did. And next thing you know, you got a $250 million lawsuit.
Perry of sexually assaulting an actor on one of the filmmaker's shows. Actor Derek Dixon has sued Perry for
a male. Derek Dixon suing for
$260 million. Dixon says Perry created a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic while he starred on The Oval and Ruthless. He claims they met at the 2019 opening party for Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. Dixon says Perry sexually assaulted him at Perry's Atlanta home in January of 2020. The lawsuit also includes screenshots of texts Dixon says he received from Perry that included sexual advances. Tyler Perry's attorney, Matthew Boyd, released this statement saying, quote, this is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail.
Man.
There's like a bunch of text messages. I don't know how deep that one goes, but he seems to be always out. He seems to be like never in the news for anything bad.
Yeah, Tyler Perry never seems to be causing any problems. And then finally, this guy, Brian. I'm asking you this question: if you graduated and wrote all of your finals on ChatGPT, and as you got your diploma and walked across the stage, you then whipped out your laptop and scrolled through all of your assignments, having been completed by whatever the hell, AI. Could that university, just because they hand it to you and you've walked across the stage and you think it's official, it's my understanding that they could put. I mean, if you're going to be a dick like this and you're going to basically cheat, plagiarize, and try to make it a viral moment or get clicks. I mean, just because you've completed the work, I think can a university go back, look into this, and yank it?
I think so. I mean, it would depend on the university's bylaws, but I believe that if they found out that you cheated your way through college, that they have the right to go back and revoke your degree.
Exactly. Revoke your degree. This is UCLA. That's a very esteemed college.
How do you revoke a degree? Like if I'm going to get a job and I graduated from UCLA, I mean, do you think they're calling UCLA? I mean, don't you think I could just show them my diploma if they really needed something?
Most places aren't calling. I mean, you could go into a job right now and say you graduated from Harvard. I don't know of many employers that are going to check that.
I tell people I graduated from HCC. I didn't. I went there 4 years.
I
didn't
tell
get
everybody
the AA.
I flunked out of Indiana State.
Well, that's true, right?
Well, that's true.
That's true.
I tell everybody what I did.
But I mean, Brian, if I'm UCLA,
they can rescind it. They said
if I'm UCLA, man, I don't let this happen.
No,
this isn't on my tab. I'm not going to be the president or the counselor or whatever the head of UCLA. This is not a good look for us. And for this guy to do this, man, I'm going to see if we have any type of articles in place where I can go back, look into whether the guy, look into his last assignments and stuff.
That's a lot of work, though, Bubba.
No, it's really not. You got all kinds of assistants.
They have a committee already set up, academic integrity violation.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're feeling good now, buddy. Just like Hatley used to say, glad you're feeling good. Glad you got it all worked out. I mean, and they're really
they're showing him during it though,
and they're really putting him over too. Like, I mean, they're really putting him over. Take this man's degree back.
A lot of angles.
UCLA graduates
meets ChatGPT. Isn't UCLA just happy they got their, $150K from him for those few years?
Yeah, but that $150K.
It's a state system school. I don't know how expensive it is.
That shouldn't. That's clowning their process, and I don't know. I revoke that bitch. Make him go to some junior college if you're going to cheat like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
He's probably already got his first job lined up on
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Working on
robots.
I was going to say robots. Lummy, if you want to get our unsigned band review, Kendall Schaefer and the boys ready to go. I'm ready for them.
Sounds good.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
All right, guys, it's just me in here. Ask me anything real quick before Bubba gets back, and I'll answer honestly, unless it's attorney-client privilege. Let's go. What do you got? Come on. It really is $43,000 a year for UCLA? Good Lord. $80,000 out-of-state? Yowzas. All right. Yeah, there's a difference between having a tutor and having a computer write your paper when you swear that you won't have that. No, Bubba's not. He's relying on reliable sources for that. That was answering JM in chat. Thank you, Mike Thurman. But you haven't donated for my cute top, so I don't feel that it's that cute. I was expecting you to... Felix, my daughter really wants that Junior Caminero bobblehead, so I may be willing to do something with you on that. I've never seen Bubba's dong.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Can I hear you?
No, I'm talking to this guy, guys.
Oh.
I'd like to know why the fuck they slow the music down like that. These kids.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe to not get a copyright violation?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, we got about 3:40 till Bubba's back, okay? Stand by.
My first case was like, that was when I cut my teeth on PIP insurance defense, and we did very well with that. How many licks does it take to get to the middle of a Tootsie Roll Pop? 3, everybody knows that. I don't want to see Bubba's dong.
By the way, good morning, Brian.
Good morning to you. I'm answering chat. What up?
They're all set, and then the audio's working. I told them 3 minutes.
Ashley Schaefer and the boys.
Thanks, Jim. I'm not a professional singer, despite a lot of people thinking so.
Your work contract after work at blonde.
Berto, if you have a work comp case still pending, that's amazing.
Side boob.
Who's my
Brian, look at that blonde.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, she is exceptional.
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 Pull it out right now, Bubba, if she's really that hot.
Oh, I don't got nothing.
Pull it out right now if she's that hot.
Bubba, hypothetical question for you. Okay, and don't lie like you do. All right? That chick finds out that you are enamored with her. She grew up loving you in the Bay Area, and she wants to be your girl. Would you leave Merch Crit for her?
I can't answer that question.
After certain transactions go through.
I just can't answer that question.
Well, that is your answer then. We know it.
All right, so 208.
Thanks, Kenny. I tried my best. It is a convoluted case. I restudied it to try and hash it down to its most basic parts for you guys.
What's that, Karen Reed?
Yeah, I think it's a compliment if a gay guy hits on you.
I think you did a good job.
Thank you. Because they're cops?
Well, I looked it up because that's also.
Oh, thank you, Mike Thurman, for my cute top.
Mike Thurman, $50. Boy, I saw that Stacy, who shared a lot of information on the case.
Thanks, Bubba Nash. Love you, Nash Brothers.
Mentioned the pig DNA. I looked it up and they said that when they were looking for the
Man, this-
they were pig DNA came up in the cut.
That's crazy.
This headline from MSN is crazy. Is Hulk Hogan dead? Remembering his most unforgettable matches.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is it already? Is it already hitting?
Well, we put that clip out right after the segment.
I know.
Got 12,000 on Facebook so far with no good comments.
No good comments.
Everybody's calling him a pig again, and a scumbag, and an asshole.
Yeah, the Hogan marks are.
Nobody's calling him classy. I am befuddled and shocked by that.
Look, are they? What now? Why are they mad at me now?
Because you're a dick.
Dancing on the Hulkamania's grave, man. Hulk Hogan's ubiquitous.
See if I can pull up one of the.
Wow, that's bad. I mean, why can't they say, man, thanks, Bubba, for the info?
What do you care?
For those of you who don't know, which I'm assuming is most of you,
From practicing in the garage
So if I decide to bust out a solo, do me a favor and give me the freedom to rock it.
to headlining stadiums.
and we will rock you.
With a few stops along the way, here's the most important one.
Me, say it.
This is the Unsigned Band Review on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
So we have our unsigned band review guys standing by. Hello, fellas. How are you?
Hey, Bubba. Better not deserve, man. Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you. Now, are you Kendall?
I am.
You're Kendall. Now, the other two dudes just some hanger-oners, or do they actually, are they in your band? I know the guy in the middle, obviously. But I mean,
some leeches, man.
They're just they're just leeching off of your good name. Now, are they in the band, or are you like a solo artist?
They are in the band. Rustin plays guitar and Jay's the drummer.
Okay, fantastic. And, you guys obviously, I think all from Louisiana. I know Jay. We've known Jay for quite a while. He's Bubba Army. And
Right.
And now how long have you been doing, how long have you guys been a band, and were you doing music before these guys?
Me and Rustin's been playing together for over 10 years. And me and you've been playing together on and off for about 15 years. The band as a whole been together about 10 years.
Right now, who are the other members that aren't here with us today?
We got a bass player, Sean Morrissey, and a keyboard player, Corbin Barnes. And depending on the production, you know, I run 5 to 6 piece band. If it's a big production, I'll bring in fiddle or steel.
Now, are you guys booked most weekends? Like, are you guys, you know,
Yes.
pretty solidly booked? And is it, you know, do you guys get out of Louisiana much, like into Texas or you know, Georgia, Alabama, North, you know, like upper panhandle of Florida?
Right. I chased the Texas radio scene for about 5 to 6 years. So we played in Texas a good bit and still do, but we play a lot at home in Louisiana.
Now,
Mississippi, Alabama.
The song I'm going to play, "Beer I Go," is this your latest single, so to speak?
Yes, that's the last one I put out. I haven't put anything out this year. I'm going to cut a record in Nashville in July.
Now, do you need to go to like with regards to how good stuff has gotten recording wise and things like that? You know, can you rough it in at home and then go and do the final mastering at a, you know, like a place in Nashville? But you can, with as good as stuff has gotten, you can damn near get it dialed in at home.
Absolutely, with technology and everything, man. I mean, you don't have to go to Nashville. I just got a really good opportunity to work with one of the top producers down there, Mr. Jimmy Ritchie, somebody I looked up to you know, my whole life pretty much. He's produced a lot of the greats. So I got an opportunity to record with him. So I'm taking full advantage of it.
What's something like that cost? Is it expensive? I mean,
it's stupid expensive, man. It's about $5,000 a song.
Now, is that all day, or is that like half a day, or, you know, like if it's $5,000 a song, you know, like how long of a period does it take to you know? Do you have to play each?
They knock them out in no time. It's just you're paying for the musicians, you're paying for the mixing and mastering, and pretty much paying for the names that's going to be on there too.
Well, plus I got to think that I got to think that something that's done in a legitimately professional recording deal has a whole better sound than anything you guys could whip up in the garage. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So now, Kendall, how we like to do this is we like to play the song completely without stopping it. Just play all 3 minutes and 11 seconds of it, and then we individually go through it. I take some notes, and the fellas take some notes, and then we kind of give you our honest opinion about it.
Yeah.
And if it sucks, I hope that you don't get mad at us and say, like, if you know,
come on, nothing sucked yet, Bubba.
Well, but we haven't had anything suck yet. We seem to like everything. We've gotten pretty soft in our old age. And you know what would suck more than anything, Lummy? Like this guy Jay's legitimately Bubba Army, like hardcore, legitimate Bubba Army, and it would suck if Jay's song would be the first one that sucked on a guy that really really supports us. You know,
I'd be scared of.
We're determined to make Seth a country music fan, Bubba.
Well,
that's our goal here. We just want to make Seth and Babyface country music fans once and for all.
I don't think both will ever be that, but I think both are fair. Both are fair, you know, that
I know my way around a banjo.
Yeah. I mean, and they're fair. So it might not be their jam with regards to the format, but you know they know that whether it's good or not, and that's all we're here for. You know, country music probably isn't either one of their guys' first choice of music, but we can tell whether you guys, you know, got the it factor or not. So. Without further ado, Lummy, we're going to play Kendall Schaefer with Jay, and who's the big guy on the right there?
Rustin.
Dusty?
Rustin.
Rustin looks drunk.
He usually is.
Yeah. All right, so this is Beer I Go with Kendall Schaefer, and we're going to play it, and then we'll give you our review with our notes coming up next. Kendall Schaefer and Here I Go. I gotta tell you, I almost feel like you're ribbing me because we can't find anything that just like back in the day when something obviously sucked, it just screamed suck.
Yeah.
It just screamed like this really sucks. And like within 10, 15 seconds, you would see that the music's off, the lyrics are off, it's not mixed correctly. But man, we can't seem to find anything that sucks, and I think this is, this is
good country song.
This is another good one to the point where I could see where like country radio would like in the simplistic message that it gives and the good vocals and the way I could see where country radio could get by.
It's got that old school country feel, kind of like a Clay Walker. It has a Clay Walker feel, which is big in the 90s. It's not that bro country they have nowadays.
Yeah, Kendall, I bet you do well with the ladies, don't you, my friend? With a voice like that, and music like that.
I did. I've been married for 3 years now. I've been with my wife for 10 total. So,
see, Lummy got Clay Walker. I was getting Dusty Kegel. I think I heard a lot of that from that sound and that same vibe.
Seth, what's your take on Kendall Schaefer?
Well, I also heard some Rockin' Sydney, Louisiana country legend. I also heard a little Jimmy Newman in there, some Worley Fairborn, and James Burton. And if I was going to the saloon with the fellas on a nice Friday, looking for some crispy ale, I would definitely listen to that music. As just somebody who's heard a ton of music in my whole lifetime, obviously not a fan of country, but that sounds like I don't want to say it, but that sounds like the country songs that I've heard before. So I've never really sought out country music. So if it's playing somewhere in a store or in the mall or whatever, like that is on par with it.
Like kind of like what I said, where I can see where this could be like a country hit because it sounds so good and a lot like what you would hear on a country station.
Yes,
and it was so well done, and with a really kind of not a simple but a really fun title and a hook. And Kendall, I got to tell you, man, I can't find anything that sucks. And I thought maybe we had a chance with you guys on being able to really lay the boots to you that you sucked, but I can't. You guys sound great. And by the way, if you want to get a hold of Kendall and the guys, it's Kendall Schaefer on Spotify, and then it's Kendall Schaefer Country on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Reach out to these guys, follow them, listen to their music, maybe get some of their music, some of the new stuff on Spotify. And Kendall, man, we definitely would love to support you. If you got new stuff, let us know. Through Lummy and Jay, thank you very much for
Bubba.
having your Bubba Army flag, and I don't know if the guys are Bubba Army or not, but you certainly are. And I got to tell you, man, Lummy, I'm looking for that first one that sucks, and Kendall Schaefer ain't it. I'll tell you that right now.
He's actually got a pretty good sized following on Instagram compared to a lot of our other people we've had on. He's got 55,000 people.
Wow. That's because he's good looking, got a good voice.
That's right.
So listen, Kendall and Jay and Barney. Good talking to y'all, and we wish you the best, and we give you a huge approval, and we will play your stuff if you get us your new stuff. And congratulations, my friends. And Kendall, I got to tell you, you're a very talented man, my friend.
I appreciate you so much, man.
Appreciate you guys. All right, man. Thank you, Jay. See you later, Barney. Bye now.
Bye.
I mean, Lummy, we can't find anything that screams suck.
We gotta get somebody in here live, Bubba. We really do, because we're getting is their best. We want somebody that's nervous, that's that the not used to the setup, the equipment.
But I've pulled all the.
I know you did, buddy.
The board and the mix. That ship has. I mean, don't get mad at me, buddy, but that ship has sailed. That live music in the studio has sailed.
Well, then prepare to continue to be disappointed that you're not disappointed. Is all I have to say to you.
Our first band that we approved is actually going to be in Tampa on Monday. If you want, I can see about having them come in and.
Lummy, DJ from Pro Action Suspension, $50 in the PayPal.
No. If Brian wants to try to prove someone wrong.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think we got to necessarily. I mean, I think Lummy will find somebody that thinks that they're a lot better than they really are, and they really aren't that good, and we'll be able to play them, and and tell them, God, we are so mean in the fact that like we're just writhing and trying to find somebody that sucks.
I feel bad for that person.
Yeah, boy, I feel bad for the first person that turns something that's less than decent in, because we're not going to be cool to them at all.
No.
But I got to tell you, I really genuinely thought that was a pretty damn good song.
No, yeah,
and like Seth, I don't know what kind of research you did, but you pulled out some kick ass. I'm like, whoa! Look at him over there.
Well, I mean, if you don't know Louisiana country legends, Rock and Shirley and Whirly Fairborn, that's on you.
I was like, man, that is badass.
But you just gloss over the South Shreveport, Louisiana legend, Dusty Kegel.
No,
he's no Jimmy Newman.
Listen, I think we have this segment when you're in here, Brian, because you do your due diligence. You're funny, and you will find a little nugget like Dusty Kegel, and Seth works well with you. So I think it's appropriately scheduled for Thursdays when we have you in here, my friend.
Bubba, he made it up.
I was going to say,
Bubba, Dusty Kegel.
Bubba, I was going to ask, can we get Brian to sing a little Dusty Kegel? I'm not familiar with his country work.
He sets me up, makes me look stupid.
My guys are real, Bubba.
I really, I know your guys are real.
Thank you.
Really fair.
What a dick.
He's real, man.
I mean, I'm really
Dusty Kegel could be a real country artist. I don't know that he isn't. Just like Hulk Hogan could be on a ventilator. We don't know.
Am I taking more heat?
Oh yeah, Bubba.
Today?
I mean, you're the biggest dick there is.
Can we read the comments?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
do you want-
Where are these comments?
Well, I mean,
can I read them? Can you send me?
Just go to our Facebook.
Okay.
That's usually where the dicks are now.
Oh man.
All right, I'll read the comments as I were the listeners.
Which, by the
Bubba.
way, Brian, I think that even you, as critical as you are of me,
it's tough love, buddy.
Potentially would agree that I couched that as best as I possibly could.
40 comments in an hour. It's pretty.
And indeed, I don't know why they don't take in consideration the information that I gave yesterday ended up being correct. And I also think the information I disseminated today is correct.
John Costiga, $50.
I love that man.
Paper Towel Willie, $50.
Should I name the people too that are saying it?
Brian brings in the money. Brian, you're good for the money. Yes, Brian.
Good for the brand, my friend. Good for the brand.
Maybe we go over to Brian and Brian reads the comments.
Anthony Volpe, isn't that a New York Yankee?
Oh yeah.
Well, apparently he doesn't like you. He just says Bubba just craves attention. Anastasio Pete, it's your wife's boyfriend. Adam Dietrich. You know, it would have been a genius move turning into Podcast Willie in 2007. Your fall to obscurity was obscene. Still riding Hulk's coattails, I see.
So, Brian, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do you give that information out and it not be met with this?
Well, I don't think that you can be the source of it without it being met by this. You have a what we call a history with Hulk.
I understand.
$20.
Did Us Magazine, did they get met with all this hate when they validated what I said yesterday?
Well,
no.
Did the author of that article have such a sordid history with the Hulkster? Or
probably not.
Probably not.
Continue on, please.
Josh Martin says, bitter much? Dennis Welch says, Hulk Hogan, dead at 71, according to the Bubba The Love Sponge show. Hernando DeBrizio. I've known quite a few people who were on a ventilator and still have scars, but still alive years later. Positive thoughts, Terry.
Okay.
So there's a good one.
All right, I like that.
Yeah. And did I not say, Brian, I hoped to God that this is not real, this is not correct, and that indeed one of the reports I got is that he had been on one and is now off. I mean, I think I couched it every which way I could.
Nikki Peel, I think, or Nikki P.E.
Nikki Peel is usually a fan.
He said, repost to the same bad information from yesterday. It caught steam yesterday, so ride the wave again today.
It wasn't Nikki Peel, but...
It looks like it, though, doesn't it?
But it's not the Nikki
not
Peel.
Nikki Peel.
With a hot wife named Allie Peel, who loves to say she wants somebody to break her vagina.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She made that proclamation at BARP this year.
Did it happen?
I don't know.
Oh. And then, it's just, a lot. Nothing. I will say this. Nothing very bad. Prayer to Hulk Hulkster. Bubba is garbage. Bubba, you're an idiot. You're a liar. I don't know if it's true or fake, but I'm still going to spew it because I'm an attention-craving whore.
You're brazy, you're a liar.
Liz Guillotine says, Bubba's classy. All of you leave him alone.
Ooh, she might have been the one who called.
I made that one up, but
What did Dusty Kegel say about it?
What did Dusty Kegel say?
He said he's beer for the Hogan news.
Hey, Kimberly Telsa said, Bubba, I am sorry. See?
For your loss.
I mean, you know, now, Brian, so let me ask you a question. Because I'll get some information today. I'll probably get the blowback from today, this afternoon, and maybe with some more information. Should I just not continue this path of keeping people informed of Hulk Hogan that's in the hospital, for various reasons, and should I just let it go? Or am I going to be the only one that can really get the news out there and, get other news sources to start sniffing around and give you Hulk Hogan news? I think he's a big enough celebrity to want a daily report on that.
You have no reason not to continue to update people if you have actual information to update on. If it's just pure speculation, and then I probably wouldn't continue.
But mine has not been.
No. But I'm saying okay.
Yeah,
if you get an update, if you get a real update, like later today or tomorrow, and tomorrow or early tomorrow, and tomorrow's show, you provide that update. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Right. People are saying fake news. How can it be fake news when what I said yesterday completely checked out? And everybody called it fake news yesterday, and so if people don't hear what they want to hear, then they just go right to the fake news.
It's kind of a MAGA thing.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of which, here's Donald Trump, and he says that you think is it too late for the Israel-Iran situation? Are we too far down the road on this deal?
I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, where do you think it's headed?
Probably to some level of U.S. involvement.
Are moving closer, or you believe the U.S. is moving closer to striking Iranian nuclear facilities. Where's your mindset on that?
I can't say that, right? You don't seriously think I'm going to answer that question? Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Would you please inform us so we can be there?
Is he doing stand-up now? I mean, is he doing like reactionary crowd stand-up?
He likes when the common man's around him. It's,
I mean,
he's got the Withakuchi power guys behind him.
You don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. I can tell you this, that Iran's got a lot of trouble, and they want to negotiate. And I said, why didn't you negotiate with me before? All this death and destruction. Why didn't you negotiate? I said to the people, why didn't you negotiate?
I mean, he did give him a 60-day window.
I told him, I said, if I was you, I'd make like a flock of seagulls. I ran so far away from Tehran, wouldn't be there.
But on day 61, you're going to get carpet bombed. Just going to let you know.
I could kill your supreme leader today, but I'm not going to because I'm feeling magnanimous.
I know exactly where he's at right now.
Yeah, you could have done fine. You would have had a country.
I would hate to be that dude, man, because they know where you're at all times, so they can just blow your ass up at any time.
It's very.
Or he could come to the table and come up with some type of agreement that everybody could live with.
Sad to watch this. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's so, everyone thought it was going to be the reverse. I didn't think so. And I was telling them, you gotta do something. You gotta negotiate. And at the end, last minute, they said, no, we're not going to do that, and they got hit. Remember 60 days? And then came the 60. 61 is going to become a very famous number. That was one hell of a hit, that first hit.
A lot of people like 69, but 61.
He's just nonstop with the hits, is he not? I'm just going to tell you what's more popular than 45 and 47? 61. I'm just telling you.
Was Roger Maris 61 home runs, or was it
61?
61, okay.
61, yeah. The great Neil Fribley Lummy was one of the greatest linebackers for Warsaw High, number 61.
Oh, that was one hell of a hit. Not sustainable, to be honest. That's where it ended. It ended on the first night. Yes.
Is it too late though? Do you think it's too late to now?
Really, nothing's too late. The only thing too late is Powell. Powell's too late. Too late, Powell.
How the Iranians reach out?
Who's Powell?
Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed?
Oh, the head of the guy who controls the interest rates.
Interest rates.
Yeah, now see that guy, Powell, we need to be down like 3/4 of a point right now. That guy is that's the only guy. Man, when he goes deep, does he not?
Oh, well, no, they had bad intentions. You know, for 40 years they've been saying death to America, death to Israel, death to anybody else that they didn't like. They were bullies.
Here we say lock
them up. They were schoolyard bullies. And now they're not bullies anymore, but we'll see what happens. Look,
is he on the job site somewhere? Like
they're putting up the two flags, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's right.
They
erected and he couldn't say the word erection.
He said I have the best poll. He said I have the best polls in the world.
Yeah, they and I think they're 70 foot tall, are they not?
Yeah.
They're the biggest flags in the world.
They're 30 feet taller than the White House. They extend 30 feet higher.
They are 3,000 feet tall.
Nothing's finished until it's finished. You know, war is very complex.
They have nuclear warheads on the end of them ready to blow off at any time. Anybody gets too close to the White House.
Some are saying they're the nicest flagpoles they've ever seen.
Bad things can happen. A lot of
they're gold-plated.
Turns are made, so I don't know. I wouldn't say that we won anything yet. I would say that we sure as hell made a lot of progress, and we'll see. The next week is going to be very big, maybe less than a week, maybe less. But is there anybody here that said it would be okay to have a hostile, very, zealots really, but to have a hostile country have a nuclear weapon that could destroy 25 miles, but much more than that, could destroy other nations just by the breeze blowing the dust? You know, that dust blows to other nations and they get decimated. This is just not a threat.
I'm just going to give you a little tutorial on dust and how it blows.
All we are is dust
and we've been threatened.
Kansas, all we are is dust in the wind.
By Iran for many years.
On Kansas.
And if you go back and look at my history, if you go back 15 years, I was saying we cannot let Iran get a nuclear weapon. I've been saying it for a long time. And I mean it more.
Now I got flagpoles.
My first words to my mother: we can't let Iran get a nuclear weapon. It wasn't mama. It wasn't dada. Yes. I knew then.
No nukes for Iran. The blizzard, which Brian is shot out of a cannon today. I think he's doing rails on the dashboard on the way here.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
I'm not, buddy.
Worry about what you're doing there, buddy.
Yeah,
worry about the comments on Facebook.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
I have breaking news about Tito Santana on the Blizzard.
Oh, you do?
Coming up at 10:15.
Tito Ortiz or Tito Santana?
Tito Santana.
All right. Fantastic. The Blizzard with Seth Kushner and Brian the Babyface Matroni. Coming up next. Appreciate you.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lumet.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Like you're wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up Bean.
Co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council. Co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repent.